he's in here talking to it. I was going to say it's
How
kind of
did it,
dead.
how did a true troll get in? I guess you can get
He
in.
was already in here.
Yeah.
Where's the stream, Roger? Come and watch. Just giving you grief. I figured you can see he was telling us, but we weren't listening.
Yeah.
He did.
God
He said, "Where's
damn
the
it.
stream, Roger?" I came to watch and just giving you grief because I figured you could handle it. So yeah, we were getting called out right there. We weren't. I was seeing that. That was been written there
I'm
for a long.
asking him right now.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're 20 seconds in. So now that we've embarrassed ourselves once again, and we didn't show the show because we thought we were live because Roger screwed up this time. It wasn't me.
I really did.
It was your fault.
Well,
Did you see what
PJ
PJ
screwed up
today?
early.
Did you catch PJ's today, or did you catch any part of it?
I was in it part of it, dude.
I'm talking about. Did you watch it after? No, you don't have time. That's right.
Yeah, I'm listening, dude. I'm listening to you guys while I'm working.
Oh, okay. So did you catch the part where we started on the thing he's supposed to do tomorrow, and then he ended up screwing it up, so he has to change it?
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
felt hella bad. I was like, I know that's my fault, bro. I just got this weird feeling that that's the reason why you got confused, because I was in the background talking and you got confused about it. He's like, no, it wasn't your fault.
It was. You were trying to duck out, like, no, I didn't do that, dude.
Well, I did. Well, the funny part was I felt kind of guilty too, because I was being really aggressive at the time, right? And I was manic at the time, and I was really like going at that dude that he popped up there, like his, because I get where he was going with it, but I was just like, I just annihilated that thing. I just basically made the video nullified, and I think I don't think
we did the same thing with it. The first one we did, it was exactly the same. We were in
but we do that. But I don't think he wanted me to do that. That's why I felt kind of bad, because I felt like I just kind of jumped on it and just kind of destroyed it, like as if I didn't even really give him a chance to present whatever he was trying to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of went, this guy's not fucking genuine and blah blah blah. I just took the video apart.
He's a sadist and lives in the fantasy world. He actually has what they call it's some sort of torture device that they used to put on people in the Inquisition. He uses it, you can tell, but it stretches your neck up and holds your head up at the same time. You can look at the guy's chest. You can see these marks.
You talking about those rings they put around those Egyptian motherfuckers?
No, dude. It's a steel fork you put between. Yeah.
Like, I heard it was some kind of sex device where or some creepy shit, but okay.
Well, they use it to torture people with it. Keep their mouth open
but nowadays people don't torture people for no reason. They do it so they can get off. So just so you know,
it's sadism. Yeah,
right, exactly. Yeah. There's somebody in the corner masturbating, watching you. Yeah, that's the creepy part.
It's GIMP is in, dude.
Wait a minute. What? Like what is wrong with people, bro?
Why
do you want to share that with the world? I don't get it.
Yeah, I know, but he wanted to share a whole other story with the world too. So what I'm going to do is just play out the pitch data on QEs again, to get it on the live stream before PJ comes on.
3 minutes in, let's get on it. Sorry.
Now here's the Globe Killer.
Oh, we know.
I would like to play the whole presentation, but it's almost PJ's turn here next. When's PJ?
Well, if he's going to be on time, yeah.
I think he is. Yeah, he said he's going to be on time. I already texted him.
When he gets a crowd, then yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to be on.
Yep.
It's usually when you don't.
Sharing. And this is the.
There he is.
This is your ball busters. Yeah, is he on?
Around the neck head. Yeah, I know about traction. Alignment could be considered a torture device. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you see that flight. How far that goes.
I do.
This is the official pitch data for it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And I'm going to play it for you. So here's Brian and QE to top off the evening.
We've been begging for some pitch data so we could analyze the flight. And that kind of brings us to today. You've got on screen the initial opening bit. Are you going to read the opening?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, sir.
Go, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the obituary for Globetardia, brought to you by the National Transportation Safety Board. This is from December 3rd, 2018, from the Flight Data Recorder, Specialist Factual Report by Greg Smith. Just to give a little background, a little context. Location, Honolulu, Hawaii. Date, February 13th, 2018 aircraft, Boeing 777, operator United Airlines. The text reads, on February 13th, 2018, about 1200 hours Hawaiian Standard Time, HST, a Boeing 777-222 airplane operated by United Airlines as Flight 1175 experienced an in-flight separation of a fan blade as well as the inlet duct and fan cowls of number 2 right engine, a Pratt & Whitney, during cruise flight en route to Daniel K. Inouye International Airport, Honolulu, Hawaii. While the airplane was in level cruise flight at flight level 360, that's 36,000 feet, the flight crew heard a loud bang that was followed by a violent shaking of the airplane that was followed by warnings of a compressor stall. The flight crew shut down the engine, declared an emergency, and proceeded to HNL, Honolulu International Airport, for a single engine landing without further incident, landing at about 12:37 HST. The 364 passengers, 2 pilots, and 8 flight attendants on board deplaned normally at the gate, and there were no injuries. The airplane was operating as a regularly scheduled flight in accordance with the provisions of 14 Code of Federal Regulations CFR Part 121 from the San Francisco International Airport, SFO, San Francisco, California, to HNL. That is the background. That is the context. One more small thing that Brian will be going over that's encased in this document and is the death knell for Globetardia. He will be showing this. And ironically, dovetails with my B example on the globeterminator.com. On the x-axis, stop. On the x-axis, right here, it has 800 hours. I will move to 1,000 hours. That is 2-hour flight at an average of 500 miles an hour, sunshines. I just wanted to point this out because Brian will be going into this in his presentation momentarily. This is encased inside this document.
Well, you kind of already spilled the beans, didn't you?
Just to add to that,
damn
that same section of data,
little gaseous,
spilled the beans on me.
Data as well, particularly with respect to the pitch angle data. It's virtually identical.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See this, folks? We're going to be focusing on this little thing right here. This flat line for 2 hours at 500 miles an hour called pitch. Focus your attention there. Brian will be going over this. I'm just trying to point this out to you. And altitude pressure right here. The altitude, which is also flatlined for 2 hours at 500 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen. You want to add anything?
Brian does, before Brian goes into it, just to reiterate the point, as Kiwi read the captain's report kind of stuff at the beginning, nobody was hurt in this, as you can probably see from the data itself.
I have a whole thing.
There's an engine explosion in the middle of the flight, which is where you can see it's disrupted, and then a very disruptive landing. But what Kiwi's referenced is that bit that's saying, in straight and level flight, and it's that straight and level flight before the engine erupts, that 2-hour period at 500 miles an hour that Kiwi referenced, and the pitch angle over a 2-hour period that I referenced, that we're going to look at. And data, we don't need the whole flight of the implications, as we've outlined in points 1, 2, and 3, what straight and level flight would imply with regards to gaining of altitude and reorientation and keeping the plane in the sky. Hopefully that's clear. So maybe we can go to Brian and look at this in a bit more detail, because it's been a long time coming on it.
Yes, it has. Brian, the presentation is up with their next slide on screen.
Okay, I've got to say something.
He's got to say something.
I looked for this data years ago, and I'm not the only person that asked for it. I know Flatside was asking for it from the same people, but one particular person who we'll get into later on. But we've asked for it for years, and we were given the impression that it cost thousands to get,
and that person's called Whoopi.
It's really sensitive data and blah, 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 and we can't get it. And would you believe that a baller got me this? A baller contacted me through WhatsApp and email, and he works for Airbus, I think it is, or I think it's Airbus or one of those aerospace. I think one of the biggest aerospace companies anyway. He works for one of the biggest aerospace companies in the UK, working out of the UK. I think it's Airbus. He actually got it for me. Now his YouTube name, right, and he wants me to use his YouTube name, is Buck Sodbuster. Now, when I found out he was a baller, I didn't realize he was a baller for. Not that he was hiding it, but just because he was being so cordial with me, and talking with me, I just thought that he was a flat earther. I just kind of presumed he was. Because he was even speaking to me about certain things, and the way he was speaking to me wasn't dishonest. It was just the way he was speaking was just like kind of person to person, no hiding of anything. And I checked. Sorry, not just me. Me and Kiwi and Nathan and Adam checked out. We made sure that we could find this document and other documents connected to it on the NTSB website. And yes, they are there. This is not some, we've checked and verified, this is not some made up document by the ballers or anything else. This is real. And we can give a link, an actual link to where you can see this document, the way you can download the document, the PDF, and it's all from the NTSB website. Now, he was good with me because I told him, look, I said, he sent me a couple of flights and they were kind of short in duration. And I said, look, I said, even though those flights are a bit short, I said, but also I can't use any flight if there's.
Now, introduce us to the cat.
Oh, Obi Wobi. Everybody. Obi. He's already gone now. He's already run off. He's over there looking at us going, yeah, right, like I'm going to do what you asked. Come on, buddy. Come here, come from the camera. Come here. Come here, Bobby. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come here.
There you go.
See it.
I did. Yeah, Alan has 2 channels, doesn't he? I don't remember that, but I guess he does.
He doesn't like to be held much, but his name is OB as in, because my father-in-law's last name was O'Brien. That's his last name because he's Irish. And so my wife wanted to name him after him, so we just named him Obi, but I call him Obi-Wan Cat Nobi. That's my nickname for him. So, but he is an attack cat, literally. Like, he was just sneaking up on my buddy when I just turned the light, you know. He was on the fence line, he was sneaking up, and he was about ready to pounce on my buddy. And then I turned the light on, all of a sudden he was like, meow. He was like, hi. Yeah, he was like, hi. And then as soon as Dave went down and walked around behind it, he came around and he grabbed his leg and tried to bite him. And he's like, hey, you son of a bitch. Yeah, he hid in the dark and he attacked his leg. He's like, dude, what the hell? Cat's crazy, man. It was quite funny. Yeah, I'm sorry that you missed it, but it was quite fun. That's why I was laughing and pointing and everything in the background. I apologize. I was laughing my ass off. But, you know.
Yeah, it is a cat attack. Yes. Thanks, Alan. He didn't really get to meet Obi. I'm sorry.
He's dirty.
Obi's camera shy.
He's not. He's dirty on purpose because he has fleas. That's why he rolls in the dirt. It makes the fleas mad. I mean, imagine you're trying to have a meal and all of a sudden somebody just tosses all this real fine, powdery dirt right on your head, you know, and you're like, hey, I'm trying to eat here, you know. This is smart. Cats are smart, man.
He was there, now he's gone.
Yep. He's gone. Okay. Show over. No,
PJ
he's like, the
is not
show's
going.
over already.
Yeah, PJ's not going on now.
He's not? Okay.
He's going to go on in the afternoon instead. My brother.
You better come on and say hi to us then, at least. Cat attack. Yeah.
You mean to tell him that?
Yeah, you should tell him to come by and say hi to us. Yeah, just give us a nod.
Tell him come by and say hi. Before his brother's on the way over, he said so.
Well, bring his brother on and say hi. Yeah, I'm just kidding. All right, dude. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, thanks for walking with me. It was fun. All right. Now it's just us.
Yes, it is.
Wherever he's at, he's probably going to sneak up. Don't be surprised if you see a cat just come from the side and just go,
I'm asking him to see what he says. I'm telling him you miss him.
I do. I like PJ. PJ is a lot of fun. He's an honest guy. He it's funny because I like his personality, the way he gets confused easy like I do, and I understand why. That's the reason why I think it's so cute, because you know what I mean, like this, just his way, you know what I mean. I just think it's funny. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He's an interesting character.
You
know what I mean?
You can watch the cogs turn when he gets frustrated, though. He gets mad.
Oh yeah, you can see the little veins in his head start bulging out. Yeah, or he starts doing this. He starts doing this where he's looking off to the side and he's like, you can see him. He starts rocking and doing this thing. Like you can tell he gets uncomfortable when. Yeah. You're right.
Hold on a second. He hasn't answered me back yet. He hasn't read your text where I told him you missed him. So.
Well, it is like 8 o'clock in the morning.
There he has. He did. I know.
Okay.
Well,
I've been thinking of it, but would need to get a laptop so I can upload videos. Well, yeah. Or at least have some kind of card or something, or a scanner or something, so you could scan it and then load it into your phone or whatever. I think some of like most printers, I think you can, that have like, the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth feature, you can connect your phone to them and then you could actually just scan the photos or whatever. You could put stuff in that way too. I know it's possible. I don't know if it works as well, but it's possible.
There you go. Yeah. Now watch. He'll try to type something in a second. And if he can't type it, he'll send me a voice message.
You can really see my scar, huh?
I got a few of those.
I fell on a railroad tie there and cut my lip all the way across. And then my mom, I had a rag, like a towel. Well, we called them rags back then because it was usually a piece of material off of a bigger towel that was cut off. So we just called them rags. But anyway, I had this thing on my face, right? And when I got to the hospital, my mom met me there because she wasn't with me when it happened. And I was like 4 and a half, 5, something like that, right before I moved out here to California. And she goes, let me see. She wanted to see what happened, right? She's like, she's freaking out, right? And I'm sitting in the ER, and she goes, all right, put your hand down so I can see. I want to see. And I said, no, mommy, no. My lip will fall off. And she goes, no, it won't, honey. Show me. And when I moved it, my whole lip just kind of went flop. And she went, okay, you're right. And she put her hand up. She's like, no, you're right. Keep your hand on it. It's okay. Yeah, it was quite.
That was worth the crescendo, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a nasty scar, man. They did a really good job considering. Inside, you can see there's lots of scar tissue in there. See.
Well, since you weren't going to read that, I'll read it to you. He said, me too. Ditto, Ryan. He loves you. Yeah, he still loves you too. You hear me? PJ said he loves you, dude.
I love you too, buddy. What's up?
Yeah, he's in now. There you go.
I know. I see him.
Come on in, PJ.
He's a good man.
They had
very good.
They had the troll, the Cookie Monster.
The troll.
You fell on your lip. What troll? We got a troll and a monster in here right now.
I'm the favorite monster. I can't help it. I want to look at my own face, but I also try to look at the camera so it doesn't look awkward, like I'm looking away. But it's really hard not to. I wish I had a camera where the screen was over the camera so I could see both at the same time and then it didn't look silly. Hey, Geif. Don't tell Vicky. Yeah, don't tell Vicky. That's right. Don't tell Vicky.
And now we get the smileys. Okay.
Does it have Wi-Fi? I think it does.
Mr. Khan is in the house.
I'm pretty sure that, yes,
Khan.
Yes, Michael. I'm pretty sure a P1000 has Bluetooth. Maybe not Wi-Fi, but Bluetooth. Or maybe both. I don't know. No, it doesn't?
I think it does have Bluetooth.
It doesn't? Oh, somebody's saying it doesn't.
Huh.
Not Guy.
We had an Aussie in the house. Yeah.
Does that mean F you? Is that your way of saying F you, guy? Or is that what you're trying to say there? You just got the words mixed up. Yeah. Hello, Michael. Why aren't you on the show? Why aren't you in here making me look better? No, I'm just kidding. What's up,
He needs help. He needs help. He needs it now.
Yeah, I need it. Save me. Save me. Save me from
Help me,
myself.
help me. Ah. Well, we were
You
just
can
going
take
over
me
the
off the big
pitch
screen
data.
I've had
I
enough of
can.
my own
Are
face.
you done? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done staring at my own face. Yeah, I'm starting to really look goofy now.
We'll stare at both our
But
faces.
enjoy. Hey, Barbara's here. Hello.
Yeah. Barb?
Hello,
Hey,
Barbara.
Barb.
Oh, there you are.
Morning, Barbara.
Now put yourself on the big screen so we can see your smiling face now. Give
My
us a nice
face?
pose. Yeah, you.
Okay, you don't want to see this mug, do you?
No, yeah, you do. Yeah, we do. We like the way you look. It's fine.
You sure?
It's not about what you think. It's about what we think.
There's the hairdo for you right there.
I think you look cool. You look cool. You're a cool looking dude. If I met you in a bar or on the street, I would definitely say hi to you. You look like the kind of person I could talk to. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you read
You
my
guys
shirt.
agree? Don't you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you got
Absolutely.
the goofy shirts all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. What does it say on that shirt? Auckland to Lima, Peru stops in Los Angeles. There's a question why.
Mm.
I have
Good
no
question.
idea why. It's probably a closer route if you're flying like a crow.
Wow, we have a whole crew today. Thank you guys for coming in. This is awesome.
I know. How many viewers we got in this hole? 9. Wow.
Wow,
Not bad.
we got Michael.
Yeah. We
Ace
got
to
Michael, we
see
got
you.
Barbara.
Nice to see you. How come you're not in here shining your happy smiling face?
Because they've been on camera all day.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know. We did like what 4 or 5 hours yesterday, PJ.
Hey, Chilster's in. The deluxe.
Chilster Deluxe.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Well, you got the cover usually gives it away, but sometimes it doesn't give you enough information. You're right. You should always.
That makes me feel so much better, Chilster.
Oh, hello. Hello.
What is it?
It's
You got a
pixie.
spider?
No, it's a pixie. Look.
Oh, that is not a
Whatever you
pixie.
call it. You know what I'm talking about. It's the
I
only
know.
thing. It's the next best thing because
From a-
it's static charge on it. That means that
Yeah.
there's a lot of static in the air. Holy crap!
That's from a cotton tree,
going?
dude.
Damn, it's
You know
hard
what
to
a
grab
cotton tree is?
All right, bye. See you later. I know.
Yeah. Michael can't pop in. He's on his tablet.
All right, that's all good. We appreciate your support. We do.
Yeah. How long were they on? Was the PJ on again? Nearly 4.5 hours.
Something like that. Yeah, it was quite a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, and it was good too. We did a great job. 4.5. Yeah. 4.5.
You managed it by yourself.
I know I dropped out at the last part. When you got to the song part, I listened to part of it and then I dropped out because my phone was almost dead and stuff. So I apologize. I didn't mean to like leave you behind, but I figured you were going to end anyway. So
Alan, are you going to turn in?
it's past my bedtime.
Past my bedtime.
Wait a minute, Alan. Aren't you over there on that side of the water? Like, aren't you on the other side over by them, or are you on this side? Are you in the U.S.? I forget. Or
You gotta check.
wait. I think you're you're in Canada, right, Alan? Or am I mistaken?
Now, see, Barbara's met me in person, so she knows how atrocious I look.
For my night watch ends. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. I've been sleeping a little bit during the day so I can watch the house because there's been a lot of people coming and messing around lately, and I don't know quite what they're up to, but I want to make sure they don't, take advantage of somebody in my neighborhood. I feel responsible. I know.
Did he start making trouble in your neighborhood?
No, if they do, then
Yeah.
I usually just chase. I just let them know that I'm watching, and that usually scares them off. So I don't. But I did fire a few paintballs off last night. But they got the
nice.
idea and they left. I could have been worse. I could have shot marbles at their door. I thought I'd be nice and only make them have to rinse it off. Yes, I was. You're welcome for being there. I enjoyed that last part. I admit I got teary eyed. Yeah, I started bawling in the middle of that because I've been through a lot of stuff the last few days, and yeah, when it got to that part where we were talking about all the different parables, that one just got me, and that's why I was really quiet after that. So I apologize, but it's all right. Every time it seems like lately, like I try not to let it get to me, but I just can't help it. Like I miss my mom already. I miss her so much, and I know she's in a better place now, but I still miss her. So it gets
We
me.
all have those family members, dude.
Yeah.
I've got like 6 or 7 of them that I've watched pass away. And it's not exactly the best thing or the worst thing. But Barbara's got a good sense of humor.
I feel for everybody who's lost people lately too. I'm just letting everybody know. I know how that feels. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's one of the most difficult things to deal with, especially when you're a believer, because it's really hard to understand. Like why you lose good people. It's hard to understand. That
Hey, Alan, Montana. What part of Montana are you in?
Montana, okay. I'm sure he's told us this.
Yeah,
before.
Montana. What part of Montana is he in?
Oh, you're going to be flying.
I know, I'm pretty sure, but is it near Glacier Park? Because that's where my dad used to live, up that way, off the res.
Thank you, PJ. God bless you too, brother. Bozeman.
Bozeman. I'm not really sure. Oh, Bozeman. Okay, yeah, that's how you pronounce it.
Bozeman.
I think
Well,
I know where that
I don't
is.
know if it's pronounced Bozeman or Bozeman, but I was just.
I think it's Bozeman. Actually, that's what they're cowboys up there do. So
yeah, Bozeman.
Bozeman.
Interesting. I thought it was Booze Man. I thought he was joking. Right at first, I was like, Booze Man. Oh wait.
Yep, right on the Glacier Park.
Bozeman sounds cool, right? Like, doesn't Bozeman sound a little bit more catchy?
I'm trying to remember the town that my dad lived in.
Like
up there. Billings. That's where they were. Billings.
It's too funny, PJ. They boost my views and then they complain while YouTube is pushing the vid. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, and we got one of the best mods in the business right here.
Glacier Park. Huh.
This is one of our best mods in the business right here. This person.
Good thing having lost 3 parents, sibling a child. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, sister. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. There's a lot of us. Yeah. It's the time of our lives, right? This is the time, like when you get to your 50s and 60s, it's when you start to lose friends and family. It started a long time ago for me, though. My grandma died when I was 11, so, and that dad just killed me. Yeah. But yeah,
Anna's in here on a plane.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Anna.
And they don't have a wrench.
Oh, okay.
I know. We should fix that.
Well, you might want to fix that once we know who they are.
I know who they are. Dude. I know Anna.
I've heard the name. I've probably seen her in plenty of chats, but I don't think I've ever spoke to her though.
I've had conversations. I don't know if it's her. It's just
on Roger. You just got kisses. Look, how nice.
Aw. I feel special. Let's see. I'll give a wrench out to Anna.
Oh, you're
on a plane. In a plane.
He's down from Picklin. Cool. Right on, PJ.
Nice. This is a social right here. This isn't a stream.
Oh, I like that. This is my favorite part of it. That's why sometimes I just wish that we could just do it that way. We don't even have to be live necessarily. We just get the crew together and have a chat. No holds barred.
Well, Anna, you now have been you have a spanner, as PJ would say.
That means if somebody gets mouthy with you, you can block them.
You can smack them around.
Yeah.
Show them who's boss.
For the trolls, that's basically what it's for.
Yeah. It gives you a little defense against people that try to stab you while you're in here.
Somebody's rude to you, yeah, you can handle it.
Well, should we get back?
Yes, sure. Let's do it. We can still do this.
That would be the whole reason I was in here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's try not to talk over.
I didn't know that. Picklin is really Scotland's original name. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
Go ahead. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
I'm reading the chat now. I apologize.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
You can join in the chat too, Yeah, but if you see something, just tell me. I want to read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So don't talk over the Irishmen. Irish people are so lovely.
Hey, I'm Irish, by the way. My grandmother was very Irish. I'll show you a picture of her sometime.
I'll tell you, my grandmother's made both her families are Irish. They're Mitchum and Ursary.
Oh yeah, yep. Those are definitely Irish names. My great grandma's name was McNichol, and they changed it to Nickel because at the time there was a lot of I guess stuff mafia things going on, and Irish people were getting bad names, so
Irish
changed it.
Irish. The Irish.
Yeah, or however, yeah. I'm not.
Yeah, I love the.
Yeah. Oh, Barbara said she's proud. So.
I think we all are, dude. That's what I love it when people.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm a Heinz 57, so who knows what else is in there,
On my mother's side, they're Lebanese, Egyptian, and
until I was adopted.
Dutch.
Wow. Dobbs.
Yeah.
So.
There's no English on my mom's side at all.
Really?
My dad has British.
My grandma on my dad's side was German. Yeah. very German, tall, huge, like muscular. My grandpa was huge. He was a monster, literally. Not like a bad thing, but just he was a big man, you know.
Well, you
Huge
know, Alan
chest.
just hurt my
I could sit
feelings,
on his
dude.
lap, and when I was a teenager, before he passed away, I could sit on his lap, and I looked like a little kid sitting on his lap still. It was amazing because he was like, I think he was like 6'8" or 6'10" or something like that at his prime. He was pretty tall.
Are you seeing the love affair going on in here? And Michael and Alan are going back and forth.
Yeah,
I love Michael.
I think that's
Kahn's
great.
voice.
Michael
Glad you
does have
do,
a great
Alan.
voice. He's right. I
I
do.
know
I
he
like
does.
Alan's voice too, though, and I like Alan's personality. Alan has a great personality. I don't mind saying that. You know.
I know, I heard.
I don't know.
But he didn't compliment us on our voices, and we're the ones talking.
That's okay.
I know
I'm
it's
the
a
runt
shame.
of the family. I'm the runt of the family, and I'm talking cousins included. Yeah, really? You're the runt? Okay.
Yo, she's small, dude. She
I'm
ain't.
the
She's
tallest one in
8.
my family, mostly.
I would say
except
she's
my dad.
80 pounds, dude. She's 80 pounds soaking wet.
Wow,
She's little, yeah.
that's terrifying.
But you know,
Because my mom was
beautiful.
when my mom was at her sickest, she was
Go.
just below 100, and it was crazy how skinny she looked. So I can imagine 80
Well, no,
pounds. I mean, you're
she-
small, obviously smaller than my mom, but
She's
yeah, like in. No, she says she's 100 pounds. Okay, so you're exaggerating.
oh,
a little
that's not much.
Or you got your
Jeez.
numbers mixed.
I
Wow.
didn't weigh
Sounds
her.
a lot when you
I
weigh
didn't.
100 pounds.
Hey, Barbara, please step on this scale right quick so I can tell people how much you weigh.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on the scale because we don't believe you now.
Holy crap,
right.
dude!
South
You are
Yorkshire,
Mr. Sensitive.
worst English spoken. Oh, you think so? Is the hardest to understand, Michael? Is that what you're saying? Like when it comes to dialect, yeah. Barbara's hot.
Well,
Yeah,
here-
Alan says
here-
Barbara's hot.
Yeah, she is.
I think she's
I would
cute.
agree.
I thought she was cute when I
Yeah.
saw her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, one place.
She's also got spunk, dude. She smacked
Oh
you
yeah,
around.
I can always tell like a personality. Like I'll usually fall in love with your personality before I fall in love with your looks. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter. Like you could be whatever you want to call it, unattractive, and I would still fall in love with you because your personality is.
That's
you know what
how
I mean?
tall she is, dude. Yeah, look. I told you she's small.
Yeah, I
How
know
tall
she is. 5'2".
Yeah, that's little.
Yeah, well,
Oh, hey, guess who's here?
my wife's
The
barely.
person we were just talking about.
My wife's barely
Vicky.
5 feet. But
You rock.
what's up,
Vicky
Vicky?
rock.
How are you, Vicky?
Hey.
It's nice to
Hey,
see you in
Vicky.
here.
How are you, Vicky?
It's great to be in your morning and you in my nighttime, huh? It's interesting.
Ooh, weird. She just woke up. Imagine that. How's the arm, Vicky?
Yeah, have you had to hit anybody with it yet and hurt your arm?
Well,
That's
you
what
know
I
who
want.
she's going to hit.
Well, yeah, it's going to be PJ because he likes it, of course. But I have a funny feeling he probably does, though. I can just imagine them wrestling in the morning, like when they get up, like when they're actually really irritated with each other, wrestling. Like, hey, get out of the way, or hey, I want to shower first. No, it's my turn, and then I could see him fighting over getting to the door.
Do you see them scrambling to the bathroom,
Yeah,
pushing
like
each other down,
shoving each other into the furniture, trying to get the other one to fall over so they can get there first. Like, I have to pee first. Don't go in there yet. Don't stink it up. Right?
God. That's an image I didn't want, but thanks.
Well, I don't know. I could have went a lot of places with that, but I thought I'd be, I thought that was mild compared to what I was. My brain was probably going somewhere else, but we won't go there.
Your brain goes to your mouth. Oh,
Well, I mean,
No,
I'm I mean,
yeah.
I'll try.
You were beyond evolved, dude. You put Sean Hawkins to shame.
I did.
Yeah, you
He
did.
put himself to shame, bro. I mean, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I just spoke the truth to him and then let him lie himself into being a dummy. I mean, I kind of wish I didn't have to do that. I was hoping he was going to respond better, but when he kind of took over the mic and he wasn't really listening to us. He was more just talking over us. It was like he was telling our
Thanks, Bart.
viewers or whatever you want to call that, our buddies. He was telling our watchers of our show that we're dummies or something like that's going to work, right? Like everybody that's here didn't get here because they don't know us already, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. the thing is that he went further than just calling us dummies. So he
Yeah,
basically
well,
called us fucking inbred retards, dude.
right, but
basically, yeah.
but that just shows his level of you know. I mean, how do you explain? I mean, I could say it's his level of intelligence or his level of couth or however you say that. There's different words and different ways of expressing it, but
Well, the
obviously
psychological
he's
term
just
would
kind of a
be
crappy
projecting,
person, and he
right?
was probably smiling the whole time he was saying all that, even though it sounded like he was angry. I think he was probably smiling, thinking it was funny. You know, he's that kind of a creep.
Well, he's going to get a clip out of it, and he's trying to show us to be fools, dude. That's basically
That's
it.
fine. Have fun with it. You know, I can make a fool of myself. I don't need your help, brother. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm human. You know, I was born. You know, I wasn't born yesterday, but you know, trust me, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna say the wrong things. I'm gonna upset people. I'm gonna hurt people's feelings. It happens. That happens to all of us. But it's how we
Well-
deal with that and how we come out on the other side. That's how it makes a difference on who you are. It's not about what you know. It's about what you use it for and how you use it. Do you use it to
Well, hold
protect your family and your friends, or do you use it just to rub it in people's faces? I mean,
I don't
do a
know.
lot of
I
that
gotta say good. I gotta say good morning to Keith, man. Hold on.
Right.
He said good morning or good evening.
Morning.
I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it is morning now.
it's morning for us. Yes. If he knows I'm on, he'll come.
Alan
pop
says I'm turned between Vicky and Barbara. Oh, okay. So maybe we should schedule a mud wrestling event. I'm kidding.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, I can see the pay-per-view.
Dude, that would not be fair. That would not be fair at all.
Well, we could give Barbara, definitely we could give her like what do they call that? You know, like when you're playing golf and the other person isn't as good as you, so you give them like what do they call that? They give you like 2 strokes or something. What? So we'd have to give Barbara like
You're talking about a
weapon or something.
handicap. That's
We'd
what
have to,
you're gonna
yeah, a
say.
handicap. There you go. We give Barbara a handicap for the weight difference, right? Because that's only fair. So what we do is we give her like a weapon, or we give her a chair or something to fight with it instead of just herself. So that way it would be more equal. You know, she could defend herself. All right, I should shut up. This silly.
It's fine, dude. It is.
All right. So anyway, let's move on.
Everybody's saying hi to each other now. They're all settling in. Well, let's review this pitch stat. Are you ready?
All right.
I'll take it back to the beginning. So
Now that we've done
everybody that's in here
our kissing each other and making up and all that good stuff, let's go.
yeah, I'm gonna drag it back a little bit.
That's all right. We need. I
Where,
like the
John
fact that
starts his little intro.
they're here to support us. I think that's great. Makes me feel great. Thank you guys.
I think they're here for us, dude.
They are.
Regardless.
That's why I said it. I think it's great.
We go about this next section.
Hold on. Let's pause that for a second. I'll
I
go
know.
back a little further. I hate it when it buffers.
There's Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio's in there. Better than Gold. He's there.
I know I didn't see him write anything for a while, so I didn't want to scroll up because I have this. You can't see it, but I don't think I can fold the camera down far enough for you to see the pad that I have to use because I don't have a mouse. The one that was in there.
Well, I didn't get a splitter. I should have got a splitter while I was at work.
Yeah, I know they make them. I don't know if they're worth the shit, but yeah.
Here, I'll show you mine. You ready?
Of course
This is a silent mouse. That's what they call it. See this little thing right here? See, I'll put them on screen. It's a silent mouse. I've never heard of them until just recently, but it's
yeah, I seen them at Walmart when I was over there. They're like $23 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I got that for $9.
Does it have a little tab that you plug in there, or does it just go through the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi?
it does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I had one like that, but I stepped on the corner of it and it broke the little chip off of it, and then I just had to unplug it. Now I got to get a different one, and I didn't want to spend the last $40 I had. Yeah, like that, because I've got one somewhere in the garage that I can reuse. Or there is one more plug in the side. I could just plug one in, but it's hard to put a mouse on the top of a tablet. You know, there's keys there, and you know what I mean. It's like there's this little spot here where I could put the mouse. So unless it's like one of those little mini ones, it's going to be difficult. I'll have to sit it in my lap. Anyway, why are you muted? You're muted.
plug
buddy.
my mic.
There you go.
Unplugged my mic. That's what I did. I was showing you where my I got the mic plugged in. That was my mic plug, and then this is supposed to go in the same. It's the only slot I got for that thing.
Right.
So if I had a splitter, I could have them both in at the same time. And Vicky, we are a dysfunctional family, aren't
Mm-hmm.
we?
We are, yeah. We be a family.
We
yeah.
a family.
We be a
We
family.
Alice. We be family.
I'm glad to
We're
be
all
friends.
related somewhere.
I didn't think I was going to get accepted in this family when I first came in. I thought you guys would do the same thing most people do. Is they get frustrated with me because I talk too much and they toss me on my head. Like it's happened to me plenty of times. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me and all that. I appreciate you guys.
No, but
And that's
just to
not
show
me.
you guys,
Anybody's ass, by the way.
this is my $50 mic.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little beautiful thing here.
Yeah, check out mine. Mine's very nice.
It's a Hyper. That's what it's called.
Mine is
HyperX.
on. See, it's ONN. See, ONN. It's
Ooh,
Walmart
the
special.
Walmart brand.
It
Yeah.
weighs about a
It
pound.
works.
Gee, it's heavy. It's like 8 ounces.
This one weighs about 2 pounds.
Does it? Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit nicer than mine, but I think I'm getting pretty good sound out of this little thing for 10.
I almost got a Yeti, dude.
It was on
But the
sale.
Yeti was $10 more. Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
You're not hearing any echoing, right, from my speaker?
Tones of.
I was
No,
wondering.
you're good, dude.
Okay.
Your sound quality is better than it ever has been on any of the shows I've been on.
I know that I'm aware of that because I listened, but I also wasn't sure if when I put the mic close to the speakers, if you're getting any kind of feedback. So I just want to make sure because it's sitting really close to where the speakers are. That's why I'm asking. Because I know sometimes it'll go or it'll hum or whatever, and it'll drive people crazy.
Barb's getting the microphone. Check it out.
Nice.
I don't know.
But
Well,
I thought it was
let's
a really good deal. Like I said, when I felt the box, I was like, that thing is heavy, bro. I was like, I have to get this because it was on sale. It was like wrapped, it looked like the box was all beat up and everything. So I was thinking, well, this thing's on sale. I should just strap it, because I need a good microphone.
All right.
There you go.
Well, I'm becoming like Nathan Oakley. I must soundproof the living room to get the best quality sound. I'll sound like a radio.
Yeah, you know what I'm waiting for? Actually, I've been waiting for me to be the Mr. Potato next, because I'm bald and everything. I've been waiting for that to come out.
Okay, I'll go over to Jamie's channel and I'll
Yeah, I was
draw
gonna say,
over.
what's he put out lately? It's probably I know I'm gonna be in there eventually because I've been clowning on a lot of people and saying and getting my voice out there. So I'm sure eventually I'm gonna, we obviously got Sean to come in. I don't know why he came in for us, but I wasn't aware that I even existed or that he even knew I existed. But I guess I do.
Well, he's after everybody on Flatoid.
I know, but I'm
That's
saying
really it.
I've never brushed paths with him. That's all. And I just,
I've never talked to him personally.
that
But that was really funny. That day, Nathan brought him up too, like right in the middle of his members only stream.
yeah, Sergio, why don't you have a wrench? Yeah. Did you not want one?
Sergio got no wrench? Oh, heck.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that, but you're right.
Well, I don't think Sergio's been in here that much that I know of. I'll fix that problem.
Yeah, he's a couple times, but I don't know. We can go back and find out though. We can go back and keep track of how much he's been here, but I'm not going to do that. I ain't got time for that. Sean trolls all new channels. Okay, I see. That's all it is. So because yeah, of course, because Keith and everybody's putting their name out there. That's why he came after us.
The only person we're missing here is Keith. You should tell him to come over.
Who's that?
He hasn't answered my DM. So
no. Oh, I won't bother talking to someone like that. Once I know that. Once I've had that
no, I'm
conversation.
talking about Keith, dude. Keith.
Oh, Keith. Yeah.
Tell
Okay.
Keith to come over. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
God.
Dirt. Here I
You're
am.
talking about Sean Hawkins. Make him a moderator.
Well, no, he does frustrate me. I'll give you that. Just like he did.
Here you go, Serge. Yeah. Sorry. Who was it?
Excuse you.
Who? I gave Serge a spanner, as you say.
Nice.
All right,
No.
now let's listen to Brian's lovely voice. Ready?
He said, "No big deal." He's cool. I'm the same way. Unless you want me to do something on your channel, I usually just say, it's okay. Don't give me one. Because then I don't have to be responsible. You know what I mean? It takes the responsibility out of my hands. You know what I'm saying?
I know we're dragging this out further than we should, but
Let's play.
he's got one now. He's got it. He's got a wrench, whether he likes it or not.
Moving on.
Use it. All right. Hopefully, I'm in a good spot. I think I am.
I think you are. I think we're right in the center of it.
For a long time, we've been begging for some pitch data so we could analyze the flight. And that kind of brings us to today. QE, you've got on screen the initial opening bit. Are you going to read the opening?
Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am, sir.
Go, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, This is the obituary for Globetardia, brought to you by the National Transportation Safety Board. This is from December 3rd, 2018, from the Flight Data Recorder, Specialist Factual Report by Greg Smith. Just to give a little background, a little context. Location, Honolulu, Hawaii. Date, February 13th, 2018. Aircraft, Boeing 777. Operator, United Airlines. The text reads, on February 13th, 2018, about 1200 hours Hawaiian Standard Time, HST, a Boeing 777-222 airplane operated by United Airlines as Flight 1175 experienced an in-flight separation of a fan blade as well as the inlet duct and fan cowls of number 2 right engine, a Pratt & Whitney. During cruise flight en route to Daniel K. Inouye International Airport, Honolulu, Hawaii. While the airplane was in level cruise flight at flight level 360, that's 36,000 feet, the flight crew heard a loud bang that was followed by a violent shaking of the airplane that was followed by warnings of a compressor stall. The flight crew shut down the engine, declared it an emergency, and proceeded to HNL, Honolulu International Airport, for a single engine landing without further incident, landing at about 12:37 HST. The 364 passengers, 2 pilots, and 8 flight attendants on board deplaned normally at the gate, and there were no injuries. The airplane was operating as a regularly scheduled flight in accordance with the CFR Part 121 from the
Thank
San
you, John.
Francisco International Airport, SFO,
I really appreciate it.
San Francisco, California, to HNL. That is the background. That is the context. One more small thing that Brian will be going over.
That's a good question.
Encased in
Adam
this
hasn't visited
document,
us yet.
and
Adam's
is the
our
death
buddy.
knell for Globetardia. He will be showing this.
He actually wanted
And
to do me a favor
ironically,
too.
dovetails
Yeah, I know.
with
That's why I
my
was asking.
B example on the globeterminator.com. On the x-axis, stop. On the x-axis, right here, it has 800 hours. I will move to 1,000 hours. That is
I love that
2
part.
hour flight
Well, there
at
is
an average of 500
I know. They
miles
call
an
it
hour,
1000, but it's just
sunshines.
10 hours.
I know it's
easier
weird.
to
Sounds
say
Just
10
wanted to
hours.
point this out because Adam,
There's no 100.
I'm sorry,
1,000.
Brian will be
1,000
going
is
into
1,000.
this in his presentation.
You don't pay 1,000
momentarily.
hours. So.
This is encased
Goodbye,
inside
PJ.
this document.
You're leaving.
There is
Did
no
you leave it?
Or did you just
Just to add
did
to
spell
that,
checker mess that up?
that same section of data
I don't know.
dovetails with
Oh,
my
goodbye,
data
PJ.
as well,
I got it.
particularly with
Oh, well, he
respect
might have been
to
saying
pitch
like
angle
it's
data,
good by PJ. Yeah,
virtually
like,
identical.
he did
Yeah.
good. Like, yeah. There's two ways.
He's going to
Interesting.
fly now.
Yeah.
See this, folks? We're going to be focusing on this little thing right here. This
500
flat line for 2 hours at 500 miles an hour
Flatline.
called pitch. Focus
We're
your
flying over
attention
a
there.
ball,
Brian
I
will
guess.
be
Idea for a
going over
video.
this. I'm just trying to point this out to you.
Flatliners.
And
I guess PJ is leaving.
altitude
Night,
pressure
PJ.
right
Later,
here.
PJ.
The altitude,
Love you, brother.
which is also flatlined
I think his
for
brother's there.
2 hours
The Rocky too.
Oh, no,
at
no.
500 miles an hour.
something
Ladies and
else.
gentlemen,
He's going to fly now as a Rocky.
add
Before
anything?
Brian does, yeah,
want to
before
do-
Brian goes into it, just
Oh,
to
sorry.
reiterate the point, as Huey read the captain's report kind of stuff at the beginning. Nobody was hurt in this, as you can probably see from the data.
Disclaimer.
itself.
I have a whole thing.
Disclaimer.
There's
Nobody
there's
got
an
hurt
engine
making this
explosion
film
in the middle
at
of the
all.
flight, which is where
Yeah,
you can see
no-
it's
no animals
disrupted
were
and then
harmed.
a very disruptive landing.
No livestock was
Um,
injured.
What QE's referenced
Nobody
is
was
that
run
bit
over by a train.
that's
either.
saying, you know,
I might have
in
had a
straight and level
tree or two.
flight,
Uh-oh.
and it's that straight and level flight before the
Right on.
engine
Nice.
erupts, that 2 hour period at 500 miles an hour that QE referenced, and the pitch angle over a 2-hour period that I referenced that we're going to look at. And that's sufficient amount of data. We don't need the whole flight of the implications as we've outlined straight level flight imply with regards to gaining of altitude and reorientation and keeping the plane in the sky. Hopefully that's clear. So maybe we can go to Brian and look at this in a bit more detail, because it's been a long time coming on it.
Yes, it has.
I want to make a point. You see the Bolivian salt flats behind there? See overlaid over the top of that? Isn't that cool?
I was looking at that from the very beginning, and that's what I was staring at the whole time. I'm the kind of person that catches on to that. Don't blame Dave. Yeah, Lucky's a cool dude. He definitely is. I remember him. It took me a while to remember who he was, but I think I actually met him on Discord one time. He's a really cool guy. He really is. But he is a hard worker, and he does have a business that he runs. So he's a serious guy. You don't play around.
Super serious, nice guy.
Yeah, well, he's kind of like Dave. Dave's the same way, right? Yeah. Sovereign.
Dave's sleeping right now. So I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he is. He was on late, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think he did a 3-hour stream.
Yeah, we've all been doing a lot of late streams, haven't we?
Oh, dude, I'm always going anyways. Between me, work, grandkids, and doing these streams, I have one day I can actually just sleep. And that's it.
I sleep during the day. I take naps. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to stay up late.
You got 2 girls. Now let's hear Brian. This has been a long time coming for him, and I got to give him props. He did a lot of hard work to get this.
Whoever. Yeah, I'm glad that they finally found some more good stuff. But I'm surprised we didn't have this.
Brian,
I was really surprised to hear.
Sorry.
This was the first time.
Uh-huh. I know it's been like 2 years since he started asking Whoopi for this data, and he keeps getting a runaround for it.
You were the 11th subscriber. Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
I think I was PJ. I was in the first 20 of PJ's, I believe. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. Isn't that right, PJ? Unless he's already gone. But I think I was in the first. I'm pretty sure I was in the first 20. I think he had 16 or something when I first went in there or something. You'll never forget that one.
Let them know everyone's here, so maybe you can come over.
I know. I hate. That's the thing about when you're texting in the chat is that when you say stuff in there, you have to assume that the person knows you well enough to know what you're talking about, because the way you talk when you write something is different than the way you explain something in person, right? So it's like I have that problem all the time where it's like, damn it, just call me. I want to explain this to you so you don't get all twisted around and think that I'm trying to toy with you or something. I have that all the time where people would be like, dude, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, if you don't get it here, call me, dude. It's easier for me to explain it on the phone, because then you'll hear me laughing and giggling and being me, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I get what you're talking about now. I see that you're being funny, but it's like, come on, wake up. You know me. I'm never serious. Well, I'm serious, but I like to throw in some comedy into everything. It's supposed to be that way. God has a sense of humor. Go on.
Let's give Brian his moment in the sun. All right.
Yes, let's do it.
He's already had it, but we're going to share it because Nathan wants me to.
Presentation is up with their next slide on screen.
Okay, I've got to say something. I looked for this data years ago, and I'm not the only person that asked for it. I know Flatside was asking for it from the same people, but one particular person who we'll get into later on. But we've asked for it for years, and we were given the impression that it costs thousands to get, and it's really sensitive data, and blah, 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 we can't get it. And would you believe that a baller got me this? A baller contacted me through WhatsApp and email, and he works for Airbus, I think it's Airbus or one of those aerospace. I think one of the biggest aerospace companies anyway. He works for one of the biggest aerospace companies in the UK, or working out of the UK, I should say. I think it's Airbus. He actually got it for me. Now his YouTube name, right, and he wants me to use his YouTube name, is Buck Sodbuster. Now, when I found out he was a baller, I didn't realize
that's not a real name, dude.
Not that he was hiding it, but because he was being so cordial with me, and talking with me, I just thought that he was a flat earther. I just kind of presumed he was. Because he was even speaking to me about certain things, and the way he was speaking to me wasn't dishonest. It was just the way he was speaking was just like kind of person to person, no hiding of anything. And I checked, sorry, not just me and Kiwi and Nathan and Adam checked out. We made sure that we could find this document and other documents connected to it on the NTSB website. And yes, they are there. This is not some, we've checked and verified, this is not some made up document by the ballers or anything else. This is real. And we can give a link, an actual link to where you can see this document, the way you can download the document, the PDF, and it's all from the NTSB website. Now, he was good with me because I told him, look, I said, can you send me a couple of flights? And they were kind of short in duration. And I said, look, I said, even though those flights are a bit short, I said, but also I can't use any flight if there's been people injured, and especially if there's someone was killed. It has to be. And so he went off and went and found 3 or 4 flights that were longer in duration and where nobody was killed or injured. It was just like a hard landing, or like with this flight here in particular, where they need to do an emergency landing in Honolulu, was because one of the engines failed. But other than that, happens, right? So that's the only difference. And even when one engine failed, that didn't change how the plane was flying. Still flew the same, right? So this is years in the making, this. And this is the data, the actual data from a commercial flight. And this is verified from the NTSB website that anyone can download and anyone can see. And not just this, they can see any amount of it. So it doesn't cost thousands and thousands and thousands to get this data. And it isn't very sensitive material. It's literally there for anyone to download. And what the guy said to me, this guy Steve, whose YouTube name is Buck Sodbuster, what he said to me is, I don't know why you never, I said I was pointed in 10 minutes. Now, he's within an arena where he would be pointed in the right direction or he'd know where to go. But it never crossed my mind to check at the NTSB website, because I was under the impression, because I've been told by commercial pilots on the Globe side, one in particular, or 1 or 2 in particular, that you can't just get this data and it's very sensitive and it costs thousands. So I didn't think, right, because I couldn't find it myself, I didn't think for a moment, not for a moment, that it would just be there for free. That you can just literally download it. You just have to look for it in the right place. I didn't think you could do that. And that's why I didn't have it sooner. That's why we didn't have it sooner. It's not all about me. I'm just saying that's why we didn't have it sooner. All of us, not just us, but everyone within this arena. So here we go. This is the pitch data. This is the actual data from a flight that started at 7:15 in the morning and finished at 1:05 in the day. Okay. Okay. On the screen in front of you, you can see a chart with different lines and different things across it. The orange line, I don't know if Kiwi can zoom in on that, but the orange line is pitch, right? Over to the right-hand side of the orange line, you'll see degrees. You have 0 degrees, and you have it going up to 20 degrees and down to 10 degrees, right? The only times that the pitch is below 0 degrees is when the plane is on the tarmac. Because you can follow, that's the only times you can follow the pitch and you can follow the altitude, right? The altitude is down below, it's a black line at the very bottom, and you can follow the pitch, and I'm going to show you more clearly in a minute, and how the altitude and pitch work in tandem with each other. And as you can see, following the pitch and the altitude, there's at no point, is there any pitching down going on without there being a change in altitude, or pitching up without there being as in, there won't be any pitch down without the altitude of the plane changing, which means that they had to change altitude, and so they had to pitch down for that moment. But after that, they pitch back up, and it's back to holding and above horizontal. Next slide, please, Kiwi, if you don't mind. So this slide here, right? I've tried to take the pitch and amalgamate it up with the altitude. Now, I had to leave out the heights in feet, like 30,000, 40,000 feet for the altitude, and the pitch degrees on the right, because the altitude had it on the left and the pitch had it on the right. And to match them all together, I had to move both of them, one left and one right. So I had to leave out those parts. But it doesn't matter because as you can see here, the orange line being the pitch, and I put in a blue line here at 0 degrees. As you can see very clearly, at no point does that orange line ever dip below the blue line. Only at 2 points does it appear to kind of slightly do it. And at both those points, and the first point is more pronounced, there's a change in altitude, which means that you can see from the black line of the altitude here, the plane literally descended, which means at a depression angle downward, right? Then level out again, then descended slightly again, right? Then leveled out again. And every time they leveled out, the pitch was back up above the blue line, which is above 0 degrees, which is above horizontal, because it has to be because of lift, right? And as you can see, then they have an increase in altitude, right? And you can see it's matching the pitch, and then they level out again, and then they land. And that, when you see that squiggly line at the end, that's what landing always looks like, because there's a lot of pitching and moving around and up and down going on for the landing, right? So that's basically, from what I could see, what landing always looks like on the pitch data, right? But it is totally obvious, without a shadow of a doubt, that at no point is there anything any point that there isn't a consistent above horizontal here. And this is from once the plane got into the air, you're talking close to 8 o'clock in the morning, right through to, you're talking 12:30 in the day, right? So that's many hours of it being above. 1 second. What is it, Adam?
Oh.
I'm in the middle of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, carry on.
Just let me carry on. If you have, just let me go through it, right? Maybe Adam hasn't seen my slides. Okay, so just go on to the next slide, QE, please. Okay, this is the same as the last slide. I just added in sepia for the audience that might be able to see it a bit clearer. And some people, if with the colors, they might have an issue, like Nathan is colorblind. So this might help them see it better. Where the black line, where you see pitch, and the black line underneath where it says the word pitch, that is, right, 0 degrees. And the pitch is above that at all times, right? So there was no way around it. This is the actual data, right? The black line is the consistent horizontal that could never be broken. That could never be broken. It was never broken during this flight and isn't broken during any flight. If you're talking about any flight that's going from a distance from A to B, I'm not talking acrobatically. At no point is that black line broken. They must always pitch above that black line, which means they're never pitching below that black line, which means they're never breaking that black line, which means they're traveling along that black line, essentially. Okay, so this, the only reason I added in sepia was only for people with the colors. Sometimes the colors can confuse people and it's not as easy to see, but you can see here when it's in sepia, it's very clear. So next one, please, QE. Okay, this is the section we're going to focus on, right? This is from 8:05 in the morning to 10:05 in the morning. So this is 2 hours where there was no need to change in altitude. As you can see, the altitude pressure, right, remains equal, which will, I think it was around 35,000 feet. And the pitch remains equal above horizontal. There's no need to change in altitude. There was no pitching down or pitching up. It was consistent for 2 hours non-stop. Now that means that the plane flew, right, at 500 miles, because we worked it out with the airspeed. It flew at 5,000 miles an hour, right? That's statute miles, right? For 2 hours, that's 1,000 miles. So there was one.
And not a single dip in sight. Beautiful.
1,000 miles of flight happened, where at no point did they have to change in altitude, so that at no point did they have to change their pitch. So they held probably a constant, I think it's around plus 3 degrees above horizontal pitch, constantly for 2 hours in this particular flight. Now, they obviously held plus 3 degrees many times during the flight, as I just showed, but the point being is that for this 2 hour period, this 2 hour window, there was no need to change altitude. They also had both engines working, everything was fine, right? So if you just come down to my next slide, please, Kiwi.
One second. I think there we go.
No, it's the one after that. That was the one that you should have had on screen a minute ago.
This one?
Yeah, did you have that one on screen a second ago when I was talking?
No.
The 2 hour window?
No,
I'll
we're
go back
good.
up to that a second.
We're good though.
All right, so there's that 2 hour window. Okay, this next slide, I've drawn up on GeoGebra, right? So this is from point A to point B, right? So they had for that 2 hour window, right? There was 1,000 miles traveled. Now, if they could never break this blue serrated line at any point, right? That means the plane flew this track. It flew this straight blue serrated line from point A to point B, which means that technically, right, if you're talking about trying to add in a globe, it was 132 miles, right, if we were talking about a globe, that would be a straight line which would place the plane at 132 miles, right, above that 1,000 mile point on the globe, right, arc length, right? And if you take away the 6 miles of altitude, it's 126 miles. So technically, according to the pitch data and the actual data of the actual flight, the plane was 126 miles out of whack with the globe. That's what it shows.
That's awesome.
But more importantly, it shows that there is no globe, because there can't be. Because planes can't fly the way they must fly and the Earth be a globe. It's just impossible. Not only does what QE showed, not only does it validate what QE showed and has been shown for years, and validate what Adam has showed and has showed for years, and Adam's data, right, and validate what I've been saying about the lift effect, right, for years, but it shows without a shadow of a doubt, even if all three of us got everything wrong, this shows what's actually happening. And it is absolutely in line and in tandem with exactly what we've been saying and other people on our side of this argument have been saying for years. There was no if, buts, or maybes about it. The Earth is flat. There was no argument against this. It can't be argued against. This is official pitch data from United Airlines, from the NTSB. It's just, you can't get any more official. The only thing more official than that you could get is if the President of the United States actually put his stamp on it. That's the only way to make it more official.
If I may.
Yes. I'm finished, yeah.
If I may. Turn out the lights. The Globetards flatlined. That's all I had.
Have we not got a better soundbite? Have we not got a bit?
Yes, we do. Just give it time. Let them finish up the presentation.
Yeah. So to finish up this presentation, I have an extra part to go on at the end. I have an extra part. If Adam wants to say anything, he wants to say something earlier, we can take a quick reprieve here and then move on to the next part, and then we'll have to finish.
This is the Bribewinian paradox in a way, because at this point, I'm not sure what drop you would have to accumulate here for straight and level flight with regards to 0.1, but over this 1,000 miles, you're going to accumulate a 14-degree difference in terms of where down supposedly is in your straight and level flight. So just in this 2 seconds, that was the point of me interrupting, just to point out how the stars have aligned, how pertinent it is, both in my presentation and QE's. We cite this 2 hour period, and that's what we've got in this data. So that was only my excitement, if you see what I mean. But yeah, 14 degrees, or how much accumulated altitude is it, QE?
I can't recall that. It was a big number. We'll get back to it.
The other thing was we wanted to make sure that the flight that ended up being used was kind of benign. Obviously, for everybody on board those flights, I watched a couple of whatever they call them, like mini investigations where the YouTuber goes through what happened. And I'm sure for everyone on board those flights, they're absolutely terrifying, right? When it's all shaking and everything's vibrating, it's literally destroyed the cowling on the engine. So I bet it was horrible. However, nobody died. So in terms of just convenience, there's 2 hours of uninterrupted, everything's normal flight. And while we, as was explained at the beginning, going through this, looking at whether or not has this been planted or dropped on us, there's some glaring thing in there that's been altered that they want us to publish, so we get in trouble because it's obviously very official stuff. NTSB's no. Prime was like second only to the president. Well, fine, but it's serious stuff. If you're publishing stuff that's incorrect, so we obviously went to quite an extent to make sure that it was what it was. But moreover, we were very relieved when we're reading through how they land the plane fine, nobody's injured, everybody's fine. It just then goes to the NTSB because obviously it is an air failure that could have left people losing lives, but it didn't. So it's very useful for us. It's got the right amount of time, and as QE just said, that time frame, as you're looking at it, you're like, you could even wiggle a couple more minutes either side, but there's absolutely, without question, 2 hours of data, which just lines up so nicely with QE's original presentation. It's fate.
Like a glove.
I've just posted, QE, for the chat, the NTSB docket information. So that lists all the documents. And there's a few bits there that will confirm what Nathan said about, nobody died. We'd hate to have used that. But if anybody wants to see the graphs and a lot more detail, you need to go to document number 11, click on view, and it'll open up the PDF in the web page for you. And all of that information is there.
And just in case, because I know this just happens to be a vague interest of mine, so I do happen to have watched this particular air crash analysis before I found out that this was the data we were using. So I happen to be quite knowledgeable, which is unlike me, about this particular air disaster. If I was watching this as an audience member, I'd want to know, well, what actually was the problem? Now you've talked about it. Well, the problem is that when you reach the size of the engines that they've reached, the efficiency versus power output that you can get from them at the size that they are gets to the peak where you go any bigger and you're losing efficiency and there's no point. So it's every gram that they're fighting for to keep the weight down at that size of engine, because they're huge things. And in order to do that, they've hollowed out the fan blades. Therefore, they should and do, look at them with X-rays and various different sonar techniques to check them for cracks, because they're obviously weakened by the fact that they're no longer solid, they're hollow. And basically, one of these hollow fan blades had a crack in it, as has several of those engines. And if they fail in such a way that they completely obliterate the outside cowling. They used to before they were made of carbon reinforced steel or whatever it is, titanium or whatever it is they use now to replace the old fairly flimsy aluminium that just obliterated if a fan blade got thrown. As I say, testament to the pilots. They've figured out what was the right appropriate action. They've brought the plane down after this 2 hour window. So that bit is only there just for, historic, see if you like, so that people have an awareness of what this actually was and that nobody died. Therefore, it's a very useful published public piece of information that we can utilize with pitch data and everything else that we could want alongside it. It's a glorious document in that regard. So yeah, obviously it's a tragedy that people should go through that, but it's not the end of the world in the most literal sense, which is good for us.
Well,
Yeah, I think that's an important point.
There was one death tonight.
Yes, there was.
Death.
Oh,
Yep. There was I don't know about a disaster, but there was a death. This is for the Fogomirians because we already knew this, didn't we?
Yeah. If you just go up one, back up to the previous slide a second, QE. Thank you.
What?
That is the 2 hour window. Sorry, Adam, do you want to say something as well? I just pointed out that this is the 2 hour window that I thought QE had up. And it shows 2 hours where that black line or grey line that's below the orange pitch line there, that is 0 degrees. So that means at no point for that 2 hours was there any need to change in altitude, because it shows the altitude holding constant as well, along with the pitch. So for 2 hours.
So
You're on, sir.
the reason why I haven't been speaking for the last few minutes when I turn my light out is because there's two. I'm not going to say what I think they are because I don't know. They're two young people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And they had it looked like a cooler or something full of whatever they just stole. I don't know what it was, but they decided they were going to stop across the street from my house and start unwrapping it to find out what booty they had. So I hollered out to them a couple of times and said, "Hey, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, you may not want to do that right there because I have a problem. You need to go somewhere else, right? You know, just let them know, hey, you're being watched. Shine a flashlight at them. They didn't listen to me. They just ignored me. So I screamed at them some more to make sure they heard me. And when I was sure that they heard me, you know, I throw a couple snowballs over there, you know, and that didn't seem to get their attention either. And that really upset me. And you know, because I don't know who they are or what they might have, so I'm not going to be silly and do anything crazy. I go out there and I just a show of aggression. I take my baseball bat and my flashlight and I go out there and I say, hey, you guys need to move on. You know, I'm just saying, hey, I don't know what you're doing. I don't care, but go do it somewhere else. Don't do it here. And they didn't listen to me. They ignored me. So, of course,
Again?
being a smart guy that I am, I didn't go after him with a baseball bat. I went back in the house. I thought about it for a second, and then I went in and I grabbed the hose off the front porch. I unhooked the sprayer, and I took the hose and I dragged it down the side of the house. And when I was just about close enough to spray them, they decided they were going to leave. So it worked. And then, you know, I gave them a nice goodbye by throwing some more snowballs at them while they were leaving. But yeah, they got the idea, I think. So. And then
It
the
took him a
gal,
while,
it was a
dude.
girl. I found out there was a woman in the mix. So obviously, because she decided that she was going to give me, you know, a once over with her words. She had some really nice things to say to me, but all I did was says, just do me a favor. When you're running away from the water spray, make sure you don't get your makeup wet or anything. It's like, I was like, I told you to get out of here. You didn't listen. I threw snowballs at you. That wasn't enough to wake you up. You know, come on, get out of here. If I have to spray you with a hose, I will. And they didn't like that idea. So I think I'm gonna start doing that more. It's just throwing water balloons at them. That sounds like a good idea. People don't like to get wet. But I'm not letting you sit there and dig whatever you're digging apart and make a big old mess in the middle of the street right where you're at. Get out of here. What's wrong with people, man?
I don't know. Some people just don't think before they do things, or they don't care.
Do people not understand that I'm not a person to mess with right now? I've been through a lot of shit in the last 2 weeks. I'm not the person that you want to test, you know, your ego out on in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't want to see you on TV neither, dude, on trial.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I'm being very safe and I'm being very careful because I'm not trying to hurt nobody. But they need to understand that I'm not going to allow them to do that. They need to go and take that. They need to go do it somewhere else because I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to have them making a big old mess and throwing whatever they're digging through all over the dam because that's what they do. They leave it laying out there, and then everybody in the neighborhood that doesn't care about the neighborhood just goes through it and then straggles it all over the place, and it looks like. And then somebody has to go out there and clean it up. And I'm getting tired of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Bad enough they spray paint everything with their damn.
The city's not doing their job, neither are the cops, obviously.
No, so that's why I've taken it into my own hands. But I don't have a choice because I call the cops. They won't show up until after the fiasco's over, and then they want to arrest somebody. And it's like, well, now it's all over. You know, I'm ready to go back to sleep. You know, but they don't. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yep. People, they just ignored me. They acted like I didn't exist, and they could have at least said, "Look, we're sorry. We'll move on." That's all they had to say, and I wouldn't have said anything else to them. But they want to be rude and they want to yell at. You know what I mean? I don't get that. Why do you got to be like that? I'm just trying to protect my neighborhood. You know that. I'm sure where you live or wherever you sleep, whatever corner you sleep on, you probably want it to feel safe too, don't you? So give me a break. When I call you out, just acknowledge that I exist. Don't pretend like I'm just some non-existent thing. That's not, you know what I mean? That's rude. Like there's no reason. And I know I'm gonna have to still go down in that damn ravine where they went to, and I'm gonna have to go clean up that mess they made. But at least I don't have it on the street where it looks nasty. You know what I mean? Oh, it makes me mad.
That's just a weird thing. When I was younger, we did shenanigans like that. We wouldn't come out in the middle of the field.
We would TP people's house. And we'd only do it to our friends that we knew, and we would always go help clean it up. That's different. I'm talking about just going and tearing up your neighborhood, doing donuts in the street, tearing the street up. They're just assholes. They're not. It's not like it used to be. It's not like we're just kids having fun. This is something different. They all think that they're like entitled, like as if we're supposed to just sit there and watch them do donuts and laugh and clap like it's some kind of fun thing.
Yay!
When they're just tearing the street up, and it's just stupid. I know I bitch about too much.
I don't know if you're bitching too much. It sounds like you got an epidemic going on in your neighborhood.
No, it's like crazy around here. It's like every night at about this time they come out of the fucking woodwork, bro. It's insane. And it's like I keep telling you, hey, I'm here. I'm over here. I don't care if it's dark. I'm here, and I will do something if you come messing around my house. Just stop doing it. Go somewhere else. Do it somewhere else. Stay away from
You
me.
need to set a booby trap, dude.
Dude, I've had to hose down grown men from pissing on my fence because I guess they were doing some construction nearby, and they decided that my fence, my corner of the fence, and I'll show you where my backyard looks like. It's not a hidden place. It's out in the open, right where people drive right by all day long. It's insane, but they just stop and piss on the fence right next to my house. I don't know why. And it's all different people, old men, young men, black people, white people, Mexicans, all different people. Why do they do that? I would rather them come knock on the door and say, I have to pee. I let them use the bathroom? You know what I mean? Or I'll show them which tree to pee or go inside the fence where no one can see you. But they're standing out right in front of everybody peeing. And I sprayed water on 3 people and they still just sat there and peed anyway. I was like, what kind of idiot are you? I
And
sprayed
they don't have
hose and they just
they
stood
have
there.
porta johns or anything. No, they don't.
I would have at least said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and ran off and felt guilty. They just stood there like as if they didn't even care.
Keith's working right now. Yeah,
hey?
he would have been in, but he says he's at work. Sorry, I'm glad you caught him though and got him out of your neighborhood. But
no, they're just down there. I'm gonna have to go down there and deal with it because I know they're just gonna be dragging that shit all over down there, and I know who they are. They were sleeping down there a couple of weeks ago. I know who they are. That's why they're ignoring me because I've already dealt with them before. But
and Michael said something to you.
Oh, must be a crap looking fence. Hey, it is an old fence, but I'll admit that. But I don't think so. I don't think that's why. I think it just happens to be that they had to pee and they didn't have a bathroom nearby, so they just were looking for the nearest tree. And instead of going to the tree right behind my house, they go right next to, I have an airsoft, my friend. I have lots of guns, excuse me. Well, they're not guns. You know what I mean? They're pea shooters, whatever. Yes, I have all kinds of gas powered. Trust me, I could definitely make you sorry that you were messing around my neighborhood, but I'm not going to do that until I know that you're really a criminal. They might just be going through some stuff. Whatever. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they got out of the garbage. I don't know. I just don't want the mess all over my neighborhood. That's all I'm asking, Yeah, I know you're just messing around, Michael. It's all good. Go on with your video. I'm sorry. I just want to let you know what's going on. That's why I got quiet, and I didn't want you to think that I just jumped out. I jumped out, but I had to jump out because I'm dealing with issues. Sorry.
Well, let me know if they try to break into your garage.
Well, my garage is always open. I'm always sitting in there, and there's cameras, and there's other things in there. You don't want to try to climb my garage at night. Trust me.
You're usually in there.
Hit you, I will. Trust me. And I got cameras all around the house, so if you're around here, I'm going to get you on camera. I got you. Yeah, I do have mouse traps on the fence. Yes, I actually caught a guy trying to stick his camera over the fence because he was mad at me for shooting paintballs at his car when he was doing donuts next to my house. And I told him, I walked out there and I held a rock in my hand. I said, you keep doing it, I'm going to throw the rock at you. And I didn't. I went and grabbed the paintball, hit his car, and he came back the next day trying to get, I guess, pictures of me. I don't know what he was thinking. But I seen his hand come up over the fence, and I tried to grab his hand and take his phone, and he flipped out. And he ran the car, and he sped off. It was really funny. I was laughing my ass. I scared the crap.
That's funny. He's going to break the law. You're going to shoot at him, and then he's going to get a picture of you and will take you to court.
I don't know. I think he was probably just seeing what I had in my yard so he could rob me or something. I don't know what he was thinking. I really don't know.
That doesn't make no sense.
I have no idea why he would do that. Maybe he was just trying to case my joint. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing, but or whether it was necessarily related to that incident. All I know is that the night before there was a Mustang here, and I hit that Mustang with 3 or 4 rocks. Let's put it that way. And they hit hard, so I know. And it was a brand new car, so he'll get his. Like I said, if he wants to trade, I'll fix the dents in his car, and he can turn his car in for 30 days because that's the California thing. That's what they do. They tow your car away for 30 days, and it costs you about $7,000 to $10,000 to get it back because they charge you by the day.
Car's not worth that, probably.
Well, it is because it was a brand new car, but I'm just saying, trust me, those dents in his car, he learned a lesson that day. That's what he learned. He learned that you don't mess with people that, I have respect for my neighborhood, and I don't even own this house, but I have respect for my neighbors, and I have respect for my stuff, and I don't want big chips in my windshield because you like to do donuts in my neighborhood. That's not fair to me. So either,
and plus your kids are there too. You don't want.
I want to get those. I want to get some of those.
Stuff.
That's what I'm working on getting. As a matter of fact, you just reminded me, Truth Troll. Thank you. That reminds me because that's what I was going to get is those little vials of stink bomb vials. Those little glass ones you used to break in the hallway at school. Remember those? They still sell those. That's what I should be firing over in that direction, because then that'll definitely scare them off. Like they won't pay attention when a paintball lands next to them. They just ignored me. I'm like, really, dude? Like, are you kidding me? If somebody shots a paintball at me, I would move. I would grab my stuff and move on. I'd say, I'm sorry, my bad. Let me move on. I apologize. It's your neighborhood. I'm moving on. I would have respect for that. Of course, I would have listened when I first said, dude, get your shit and get out of here. And I was loud too. I screamed. I'm sure the whole neighborhood heard.
I heard you.
Anyway,
All right, I
no,
want
you
to.
did. Go on. All right, I'm sorry. I'm done now.
That's all right.
At 500 miles an hour, this flight might travel 1,000 miles. Everyone on board travel 1,000 miles in a straight line.
No, you're not.
And if we were on a globe, just come back down to the next slide, please, Gibby. The one, thank you. If the Earth was a globe, that would mean they'd be 126 miles.
What makes me mad? I can hear the dogs barking all down the trail.
That would mean.
Where they're walking, I can hear the dogs barking.
Miles. If you had to drive 126 miles and you were driving at 60 miles an hour, it would take you just over 2 hours to get there. That's the difference.
Dude, you should set the cameras up out there. Get field cameras.
Oh, you mean like trail camera? Yeah, I've got one, but it's not a trail camera. But I have all kinds of cameras, dude. I have night vision. I have all kinds of cool toys. Trust me. If I wanted to like keep an eye on somebody, trust me, I could do it, and you wouldn't even know I was there. Trust me. I'm pretty good at that kind of weird stuff.
Right.
Not to say I'm a spy or nothing. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying, if you make me mad, trust me, I'll come up with a way to get back at you. It won't be like evil or nothing, but it'll be you'll remember me.
All right.
I remember you now. In a straight line. Come on.
I thought you'd.
Nathan.
I'm just going to reiterate what you said at the end, because you had such gusto. You gave me goosebumps. There's no doubt about this. It's the last nail in the coffin. There has been a death. The globe is it. Brian's right. There's no other way to explain this. References on the graph itself, the pitch data. So it's flat. Earth is flat. Now, for just as a slightly comedic aside, there was a few people out there that said if we sent this data to Brian, he couldn't read it. When Brian first got it, I don't know how long ago in days, maybe let's say it's 10 days ago, Brian sent it to me. Now, the cursory glance through it, picked out a graph and sent it back to him and went, right, there it is, Earth's flat. And Brian got back in touch with it. That's the wrong graph. Brian had to take me through it and show me where the pitch data was, because admittedly, I didn't spend a great deal of time with it, but at a cursory glance, I didn't identify the correct graph. So where anybody was saying, Brian won't be able to read it. Well, no, I couldn't read it at a cursory glance and had to have it pointed out to me by Brian. So that's on the record. He absolutely, without question, could read this. Just so it's on the record also.
Difficult stuff, but you are colourblind. So the word in orange that said pitch. I can imagine hard to pick out.
Yeah.
There was one other point before, and that's what QE said. This is for the who, QE, not Bullchinians, what they're called. Can't fog a mirror.
Can't fog a Marians.
Yeah. You saw my presentation. It was in 2018. Yeah. We've all known it. We know because, as we've outlined, the fundamentals of flight and how a plane stays in the air mean the only way to mitigate for flying over a curved spherical surface, i.e. a presupposed ball Earth, is to have to change your pitch and reorientate you. And however many miles you accumulate, 14 degrees was my point over that 1,000 point. Your plane is flying. It's falling down tail first.
Yeah, 14 degrees would be a close on correct, because it would be 7.25 degrees from the center of a globe of arc. If you know what I mean, it'd be 7.24 or 24 degrees, because that was the exact angle for 500 miles that they claim Eratosthenes measured when he subtracted his elevation angle and made it a zenith angle.
Jeez.
So it would be just for a close on 14 degrees.
Rate of change of down, as I said earlier, is 0.009 degrees per kilometre. In terms of miles, it's 0.014 and some decimals per mile. Therefore, if you do 1,000 miles,
Yep.
that's 14 degrees.
Now, before you get
How
lost
about
in the
the thing?
numbers, hold on,
Sorry.
no.
I
Just
just-
want to clarify. You've got maths heads are on, and it's becoming convoluted. What are they talking about? Talking about a colossal void opening up ahead of the plane. Isn't there? So we're all clear about these numbers that are just being thrown around. Yes, it's significant because what are they doing when they're maintaining level flight has been demonstrated by this pitch data. Remaining horizontal and parallel with the surface, which is not falling away. It's not opening up a massive void. And the void that isn't opening up ahead of them, obviously, is what's being described now. Feel free to continue.
When
Yeah,
I said
well,
earlier,
just to-
people wouldn't be sitting back in their seats towards the end of the presentation. This is the other point. You can either have this massive void, or you can drop in altitude and trim and stuff like this. But unless you reorientate yourself, you accumulate it. So the point that on a 747 where your standard pitch angle, as demonstrated, is around about the 3 to 5 degree mark, as demonstrated with the data we've finally got, as I recorded. What I'm saying is, over this 1,000 years, if you didn't get the altitude, what you'd have to do is accumulate 14 degrees, meaning your pitch angle towards the end of that 2-hour period will be 17 degrees. Look at the graph.
Yeah,
does
but
not do that.
there's certain points
It's
I
not
need
there.
to point out here.
Quickly.
Just right, agree with Adam. Yes, and it's not there. Just the way you phrased it, it's just rubbed me the wrong way slightly. When you're like, it could either adjust by 14 degrees. It isn't, though, is it? So it's not happening.
Yeah, but the reason it's not is because they can't, because of the lift effect.
Yep.
Makes it impossible.
Yep.
So even that first 0.09 degrees of a degree, 0.09 or 0.9 of a degree, or 1.4 of a degree, right? That initial one, that would have to be below horizontal.
Yep.
They're already flying with a couple of degrees above horizontal. So they'd have to take away those completely and start off with horizontal, then gradually be below horizontal. And that would mean they're gradually losing all lift.
Yep.
So
Nonsense.
they're falling out of the sky.
Yep.
And
They're either
the only other thing I'd like to say, hang on,
around the
Nathan,
curve.
this is important.
Sorry.
Go on, 1 second. Adam said they could drop an altitude by pulling back the power and whatever. And yeah, for a small amount of time, they could do something. Like if you want to get into fantasy, you could try. Now they don't do that. You could say they could try to do something like that, but that won't work either, because the orientation of the plane, after a while, will end up, if you fly long enough. I'm feeding back on someone.
Yeah,
there.
grab somebody in Discord.
Yeah. Right.
Does.
That, what happened is
Brian, start again, because this is a really important point and it relates to QE's point. And it's again, it's a laughable point. When you.
All right, I'll let you in.
I just came back on my phone so that way I can walk around and be mobile and not just leave the show. I don't want to do that. So
Is you mobile? You from Alabama?
I am mobile, and I can also turn my camera on and I can shine my flashlight so you can see what's going on in case something happens. Yeah.
Okay.
But I witness it, because I'm not that mean of a person. I try to be, but to defend my stuff. But yeah.
You get in your way, huh?
Well, I mean, honestly, if I would have seen them during the day, I would have said, "Hey, why don't you, take your stuff somewhere." I probably would have been nicer, but in the middle of the night, they're making all kinds of racket over there.
I got a homeless camp about a half a mile down the road, and too far out of reach, so I don't have to really deal with anybody. They'll bleed into here every once in a while. Yeah, well, I'll get them come to the neighbor. You'll see them walk through, and you know what's happening when they do. They're scouting for crap. I don't even try to even lock my car up, to tell you the truth. If somebody wants to get in there, they will.
Oh no, they won't. If they do, they'll be sorry.
I'm talking about
you're
my
right.
car.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Now,
not
what was I
going
going
to
to
chase
say?
you.
I was going to. Oh, cheese. Blue cheese, my favorite. Blue cheese, my favorite.
Your favorite one?
I love blue cheese. Because I'm a monster, and monsters need.
Monster in me. That's
I will
because
literally, I will literally eat blue cheese, like the granules that you get, like Costco or whatever. I'll eat a whole, like, pound jug of that. I'll eat that in like a week. That's how much I like blue cheese. I'm a weirdo.
It's get quite a flavor to it, dude. Blue cheese is an acquired taste.
Oh no, when it
I
gets
love blue cheese.
just the right amount of the peak of rotten or whatever you call that, with the right amount of
The
it's
fungus
so,
among us, yeah.
it's so delicious. I love it.
It is.
I love brie. I love all of those kinds of cheese. Love it.
Brie.
What's the other guy?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's finish this off and get out of here and go to sleep.
Sweatier? Is that what he said? Sweatier. Oh yeah, the sweatier and smellier. Michael.
You follow it to conclusion. What's going to happen if they only deal with just QE's point? This addresses it. So go on. You can trim airspeed. Go on.
Yeah, let's just say if they kept pulling back on the power and they weren't changing their pitch and they kept on just dropping downwards, what will happen is, because they have to keep an above horizontal pitch, above that same horizontal, that means every line they fly has to be parallel to each other at that point. So every time they drop, they still have to, it's like going from one step on the stairs to the next step on the stairs to the next step on the stairs. But when you go around a convex surface, what will happen is if you're flying from London to Perth or something like that, what's going to happen is you'll end up, when you get to Perth, you'll be vertical over the airport. The tail of the airplane will be downward, will be pointed. See, you get into.
Did I pause it?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
No. Should you? I did. No, I did somehow. I bumped my headphones.
Absolute craziness at that point, and you can't hold an altitude. None of it works. Right? No matter that is like, it's just so convoluted.
Right.
Go on,
Brian, if I'm flying at 500 miles an hour, and after that first minute, I accumulate so much accumulated drop, right? So to mitigate for it, just every minute, I trim by 5 miles an hour. What speed am I going after an hour? Do you understand?
Yep.
And then at what point can I no longer mitigate for the accumulated altitude gained by just traversing a ball before I fall out the air? You can't. This is why we described how aeroplanes work for a purpose. Follow this point. Oh, you just trim your airspeed a bit and you'll fall out. Lovely. Keep doing that, and you'll hit the deck after a short journey, won't you?
And everyone will know it. Every soul on that aircraft will know it. Duh.
Every single SOB on that plane.
Good.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go on with the next section?
Yes.
The next section might seem a little bit petty, but I have to go through it. And the reason I have to go through it is because I was told things that were not true by people on the opposing side. So this is Trevor Austin. Now, I don't particularly want to point out and attack Trevor Austin too much, but unfortunately, I have two comments from Trevor. Because the reason I don't want to attack him too much is he's not my main source of attack. My main source of attack is coming after him, two people after him. But because he has hung around even when certain other supposed commercial pilots have disappeared, right? He's hung around and he's argued with me. Now, he's since I started bringing up lift and a few other things with him, gradually he's become a little bit nastier with me and different things like that. He used to wish me happy Christmas. That doesn't happen anymore, let's just say. But I have a couple of comments here from him, right, that I'm going to read out. So, yes, Brian, right, from Trevor Austin. He's 30 years as a commercial pilot, right? He's retired, he says. Yes, Brian, pitch data is reality. In the cruise with nothing moving, it will be a constant value over a short period of time. The reference will from the local vertical. The reference will from the local vertical angle of attack data will be measured typically from, but not always, the chord line. It too will remain fairly constant. So no pitching down, just as you don't have to lean forward a little bit more to walk, right?
Thank you.
So,
welcome to Flat Earth. Trevor.
Seconds flat.
That-
Yeah.
That is frustrating, isn't it? That's a deceiver right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're walking forwards, you were walking over a curving spherical surface, you would have to reorientate
Yep.
what was down. The second you've taken a few, just imagine just walking on top of a dome. The second you've walked 10 or 15 feet down has changed. Now, the purpose of the reason I bored you with the video is, well, down doesn't change for the gyroscope. It doesn't change for the artificial horizon, guys.
Exactly. So this is exactly, Adam. What this is that this commercial pilot not being able to just be honest with me or with himself. But the problem is that he has been honest with me up to a point in what he's saying, but he's trying to then change history. It's like in his comment, he's literally trying to change history. To the next one, please, QE, which is from him again. This is a more lengthy one, right? So I'll have to read it out. But this is a more recent one as well. I'll say this is on a different video or whatever. So Trevor Austin, right? All I have ever done is mock your stubborn refusal to entertain the thought that you could ever be wrong, right? This is what he's saying to me. In return, you have regularly called me a liar, a bozo, ignorant, and stupid. That's true. Is that reasonable regarding flight data? I have always refused point blank to give you any data. I've also given you the reasons why, so let me reinstate them again. I did call him those names, but only after he started being completely dishonest, right? Up to that point, I wasn't calling him those names.
Only after.
So
wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Only after he lied, been a bozo, ignorant, and stupid. Did you call him that, right?
Yes.
Yes. Know the score. Just carry on.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw it out there, right? So number one, for his first reason, flight data is not for public consumption. Well, that's obviously
Well,
wrong.
obviously
Why?
false.
Yes, obviously false. Why? Question mark. Firstly, agreements with pilot unions preclude its dissemination. Secondly, I do not believe any airline will release any flight data, and certainly not to prove the shape of the Earth. They would argue that they would argue. So he's speaking for them now, that the existence charts of the Earth, published timetables, freely available aircraft performance data, that would be what we just showed, and live online aircraft tracking over the entire planet, begging the question, will demonstrate that the Earth's shape is known. I worked for airlines for 30 years, and they work hard at maintaining their reputation. They will not be associated with proving the shape of the Earth. Two,
yes, they will.
Yes, they will. They just have been. Right. Two, pitch data will prove nothing. Really? Because how could it not prove something? It would be impossible for pitch data. That was the whole point of the pitch data challenge, is that it either proves or disproves that the Earth is a globe. And it proves it's flat. End of story. That's what it does. So pitch data will prove nothing. Is a hand wave. Go on.
Again, this is important, and hence why I introduced the gyroscope, to deny this point. Hence why I talked about the path of the airplane as a vector. Hence why I set out to measure what vectors it would travel, yeah, and to see if it would reorientate to anything that was changing based on its traversement over it. Yeah, it's not there. And to make this point, to claim that the pitch data won't prove anything, would be to have to claim that gravity affects gyroscopes, something that is in deniance of the effect of a gyroscope. This is why they say the pitch data wouldn't prove anything. If it didn't, why have we been desperate for what? 6 years or more? 7 years or more? You know, this is the thing we've been after from an authoritative source, not just me with my accelerometers. Actually get this, because once we had it, it will prove something. It will show you what the aeroplane is traversing over, either a plane or a spherical surface.
Yes, sir.
You've seen what it shows.
Exactly. And
Furthermore,
this
why would you say it wouldn't prove anything? No, if you're going, We already know it's a ball. The airlines know it's a ball. We wouldn't associate this data with anything that's going to be proving Earth. But it wouldn't prove anything anyway. It's like, well, if you're of the belief that it's a ball, surely everything measurement-wise ever will prove it's a ball.
Yep.
There won't be any exceptions if it's a ball. Everything will prove it's a ball, right? No. What does it prove? Them telling you it won't prove anything. Well, it proves it's flat.
Yep.
Well, when he says it doesn't prove anything, that's exactly it. It means it won't prove their globe. It will disprove their globe, and that's the problem. So when he says that number 2 here, pitch data will prove nothing, right? That's what he's saying. Yeah, and he continues on to say, if a flat Earth had gravity and an atmosphere, right, right, that matched reality, right, whatever the hell that means, then an aircraft will also cruise at something like +2 to +5 degrees of pitch, just as you claim. If flight data agreed with your pitch claim, would the world be flat? Yes.
Yep.
Of course not. He puts in, of course not. And then he continues on, that is because you have not taken the biggest factor into account.
Little G! You little goober!
Right? Yeah. Little G, which has no bearing on lift and the lift effect.
No,
Right? Whatever, and this is the problem. Go on,
that's not what he's saying. This is my point. This is what they invoke here. They're trying to claim that gravity realigns gyroscopes. Now, set your gyroscope up, twist it, see if it realigns due to no, it doesn't, does it? Yeah. This is what I'm saying. To make this point, they have to discredit the point that gyroscopes hold their position in free space.
Yep.
Which is why pilots, when they realized when they were flying in cloud and they couldn't see what they were doing, thought, how can I make sure I keep this horizontal when I can't see the horizon anymore? So what they did was take this principle of gyroscopes that will maintain that horizontal for them. So when they can't see the horizon, it's still there.
Hey, Trevor.
Yeah.
Putts.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing, right? Like, this is why I point out the lift effect, and this is why this is.
Hey, Monster, what'd you say?
I didn't say anything. I was just giggling in the
did.
background.
Okay.
Well, I was
Yeah,
giggling something. I was just making giggles from something somebody said. That's all. I was singing the log song from Ren and Stimpy. I was singing that log song in my head, and I was starting to write it on the chat. I was just having a good time. Log.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if you're getting the coup de grace out of this end of the argument, but the whole point is that gravity's dead. I just had to point that out. I think Michael's enjoying this more than anybody else.
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
It's about time we entertained our friends, and it wasn't them entertaining us. I love it. Oh, damn it. I put Gavin. See, I have spell blocker, I call it. I want to say the other word, but it's probably not very proper. But that spell checker just keeps doing that to me. I don't know why it does it. I don't know what a gavity is or how the hell I spelled it that way, but for some reason my phone decided gavity was a better word than gravity. I don't know why. So you just have to figure it out. Yeah, I love this stuff.
God.
You guys can sleep when you're dead, damn it. Like we're on live here and it's morning to you guys. Come on. Give me a break. Oh wait, maybe not to Alan because he's over there on
I think he's in America, son. And he's up here with us.
Yeah, Alan is where is it again? I forgot. Yeah. He's back over there on the other side of you. Towards coast.
Yeah. They did kill gravity, like even on a micro scale. That's basically what they're pointing
you
out.
are. He's on Mountain Time, you said.
Is he? Oh yeah, he's Mountain Time. 10 a.m. for Michael Kahn there.
Central Mountain Time. Isn't that what you called it?
Central Mountain Time, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yep.
Well, I'm actually glad, and I'm putting this online, man, and I can always reference this from now on. If you want to dig in nuances and stuff with some of these nerds like I am, yeah, they
Barbara,
don't have freaking leg to stand on.
no,
No.
they don't. They don't.
No,
I like what Barbara
it's all
says.
fantasy, dude.
Sorry. Barbara says, I rarely sleep before the sun been up a while. I was born a night owl. Yeah, I was born at like 2 or something in the morning. So that's why I seem to be my best. Although I do agree that I need sunlight and all that. So I stay up during the day too. But yeah, I bet your parents had trouble. Yeah, mine probably did too. Staying up all night, standing up in my crib in the dark, staring at my mom, and she'd wake up and be like, what are you doing? I don't know. I'd just be sitting there talking to myself, she said. My daughter did the same thing when she was little. My first daughter. She talked to herself in the crib. In the middle of the night, she'd just wake up and start just chatting with herself. Just, like somebody was in there talking to her. It's so funny. Peanut butter chocolate. Oops. Wow. Yikes. Peanut butter. That's scary. I'm sure you're kidding, but yeah, my mom was a great woman. She really was. But she did give me a can, one of those, the things that you get at Christmas that have like cookies in it or whatever, those metal cans. And she told me that if I could roll a joint the first time and it wasn't too pregnant, that she would let me smoke all the shake out of that can that I wanted, as long as I stayed in the house and didn't go outside when I was high. That's what she told me. And sure enough, when I was like 8 years old or 9 or something like that, I rolled a almost perfect joint the first time. She goes, God, she said this literally. I hate to say it out loud, but she said, God damn you. She gave me the can and rolling paper. Because she was like, I didn't think you would pull that off. I'll never forget that. Bro. It's funny. It sounds silly, but yeah.
That reminds me of like the first time I rolled a joint while I was driving a car. I had a 5-speed, and I had to shift the gears and roll a joint at the same time. I got good at it, dude.
Yeah,
it is. But when you're waking and baking, dude, that's what you do.
Somehow, Roger, when I think about you as a young guy, I always think about you driving some kind of sports car around, like with a T-top or something like that. For some reason, it just seems like that would be you, for sure. Like a T-Bird or a Trans Am or something like that. Some cool sports car with a top down and your long curly hair flowing. You kind of remind me of my stepdad, actually. You remind me a little bit of my stepdad. He was built like that.
No, I didn't have that kind of life, dude. My first car was an Opel Kadett station wagon. It was a 4-speed.
Mine was a Chevy Chevette wagon, or a Chevy Chevette hatchback. It was 4-door hatchback. It was an ugly car.
Then I got a '67 Chevrolet C10. It was a water truck from Rock Hill High School. I got it for $325, dude, and it had a 320. Oh, I had a 283 small block Chevrolet, and we took it to a mechanic, and the mechanic happened to be a NASCAR mechanic. He happened to be a head NASCAR mechanic, and he said, "I'll fix it for you." And $6,000 later,
one of those little baby bands in me, man. It had a plant fixing it, and if I would have known that I could just change the head gasket without it being too much trouble, because it was just right there, you could literally do it from sitting in the seat. You could work on it. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have ever sold it. But that was my favorite vehicle. That was my second car.
Huh.
Yeah, it was nice. The 1969 Dodge van. It was a beautiful thing.
That's an ugly van. I hate to tell you that, dude. Sorry.
It is an ugly van, but if it was painted and it had the right molding on it, it would look hit. You know what I mean? It would look sick. You know what I'm saying? And you could put a big.
You're a Mopar boy. I just don't like Mopars. I don't. I like the Barracuda under glass.
And that even though that thing had a blown head gasket, I drove it all around Reading for quite a few years before I finally sold it, because I didn't think I could fix it. I didn't know it was so cheap. I didn't know a head gasket on a Plant 6 was just literally taking the top off the head and then putting it back on. I didn't know that.
I'm going to show you something right now. Pay attention.
Okay. Well, watch it. Yeah.
Best motor ever, dude.
Yeah. That's why.
It is.
You know why it's the best motor? Because there's so many of them. You can find parts. Absolutely.
No, it's just a workhorse, dude, for what it is, and it's cheap, and everybody can get one. Yeah.
My grandmother's last husband, he was a bigot, and he was really like hard on. He believed that Ford was the best car ever. Even though he was wrong. I mean, I like Ford. Doesn't get me wrong, but he was wrong. Ford
I like Fords too, especially at 360 Fords are awesome, dude.
I wouldn't trade my Toyota Sequoia for nothing, bro. That thing is awesome. I love that car. I don't know why I like it. It's just do. It's Japanese know what they're doing, bro. Like or whatever, whoever made that thing, they were thinking right. That car has like it's awesome. It has full drive. It's so much fun to drive. It's awesome. It holds like 8, 9 people and kids in the back. It's awesome. Luggage rack. I mean, you can't beat it.
I just had to finish that off right quick. I just put one in there. That's definitely the end of the effing argument, dude.
That's right.
You
Well,
can
the
get
argument
your Cavendish balls up.
Debate for
Well, no,
50, you know.
they'll drag it on forever, man. If they can put a shadow of doubt in people's minds with the fact that things are held together by microgravity, that's what they're trying to do now with the quantum gravity. They're trying to add that to the repertoire. It's bullshit. They are doing it. They're teaching it in physics classes. That's where we're heading. They ain't giving up, dude. They ain't saying die.
You were first straight outside Marysville, you said in 80 to 82. X-Film.
Huh?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Are you trying to read
That's
this?
awesome. Yeah, I was reading it to myself. Sorry. I can't have anything with THC anymore. It makes me really sick, man. Middle hospital. Yeah, wow, that's real. Oh, wow. I didn't know THC affected your kidneys. I did not know that. I'll have to remember that. I'll have to look into it.
Can't take it, I think.
You're just full of knowledge, aren't you, there, Truth Roll?
Well, that's what trolls do, you know.
Well, right. You know.
I'm truth troll. It's almost done.
Okay. I'll let you finish it.
Yeah, I think Mike wants to.
Where this is coming from, because I'm bringing up the lift effect constantly. The point being is that with the lift effect, you can't horizontal as an orientation can't change, right? The pitch of horizontal in relation to a different horizontal doesn't exist. All pitch is determined from horizontal. It's a constant, like vertical is a constant. There is no changing of it. There's no diverging verticals, the same way as there is no diverging horizontals. It doesn't exist, right? So pitch makes what he's saying impossible, because
that whole three-dimensional thing, that's what he's talking about.
Plane would have to pitch below its original horizontal from the get-go. From the moment it reaches cruising altitude, it can't have an above horizontal pitch. It must, at that exact moment, start having an accumulated below horizontal pitch.
Yep. Hit number 3.
Fact that they didn't start.
Yes, sir. Hit number 3. Let's go.
Yeah. But that's my point is that you can't do this. Yep. Not accepting this fact means that it is pointless you having the data. So he doesn't want to give me the data. But we've established that. Number 3, no airline I know would be prepared to spend the time and effort to extract the pitch data and replace time and date with a relative time block. You sure? We've just shown that they will.
Foot, meat, mouth.
Yeah. Don't laugh at this. It's a deceiver. You've said it already. I know we've said it at the beginning, but we brush past it and laugh at it now, like it's laughable.
You're so
but it's
good at
just
chewing the shoe.
Yeah.
These are desperate attempts to show that why the pitch data wouldn't mean anything, even if you could. And it has been hard to get. So these first points, you might have thought, well, yeah, they are hiding it for a reason. But not for the reasons he said, because as we've demonstrated, they're out there. They are actually in public domain, thanks to the book Sodbuster. We've been made aware of that. And now we're aware that's what makes this guy laughable. It's there. So it doesn't. What did he say? In an effort to extract the pitch data and replace time and date with a relative time block. I don't even know what that means.
That's what we just did.
Yeah, it means that they won't ever create the very thing that we've just read that they created.
Right. So let's read it again. No airline I know would be prepared to spend time time and date with a relative time block, unless of the course in the occurrence of something like engine failure mid-air, where an investigation report would extract all of that and put it in a time block, as we've just shown. That is spot on.
Yeah, it's in the
Gotta
flight data
move the
report,
cars.
obviously.
Yeah, so no
I'll be back.
airline I know. So all the airlines in the incidence of an engine exploding and an accident report needing to be submitted would have to do exactly what he says no airline I know would be prepared to do.
Yep.
You're right, right? That is just pure deceit.
It is absolutely, and he continues on.
Or ignorance.
Well, yeah, but I can't claim ignorance for him because he's a commercial pilot, so he has to know that.
Yeah.
He would have to know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
To continue on, he continues on. He says that does not mean such data cannot be obtained. Large corporate jets have the same quick access recorders as airlines.
And that is why you get so many commercial airline pilots that go on interviews and say, it's flat, and they walk away from it because they know it's flat. Simple as that.
If they agreed, I feel they would quite rightly charge you for the data and also prohibit public distribution, right? They prefer to remain discreet about their operations. I would expect a charge of several $1,000s for each data for such data.
Right.
The same would apply to aircraft manufacturers, right? He finishes up with saying, "Yeah, come on."
Well, if it proved the ball, wouldn't it be out there?
Yep.
Yeah. Why would they prefer to remain discreet? Well, all this excuses he's given as to why it's just not freely available are nonsensical.
Yep. These are moronic no, I'll describe them. They're moronic theatrics. That's what this is right here. This is a nothing burger of idiocy. Trevor. Welcome to Flat Earth, by the way.
Exactly, because this next line will really show it. Because all he's doing there is coming up with reasons, trying to get me away from ever getting this data. I wonder why. So the last line says, your way out is just to declare that it is quite feasible for an aircraft in cruise to hold and maintain an average pitch value of, say, plus 3.5 degrees for several hours. I won't argue. I'll even put my name on it. There we are. It's official. Now what?
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Yeah, that's what I wrote to him, if I remember correctly. That was my response. It's like he's even stating himself that an average a commercial flight. He's literally stating, "Yeah, I put my name on it as a 30-year commercial pilot. I put my name on it. Yeah, that's what happens." What does that mean? It means it's flat. That's what it means. It can't mean anything else.
Officially, there, Trevor. Welcome to Flat Earth. Don't anticipate.
Right.
Don't.
Okay, just move on to the next one. We'll leave Trevor go at that, please, Kiwi.
Oh God, Wolfie.
Right. Now we must address him. Right. Why I'm addressing him is the comment I wanted from him is actually saved on my computer with the broken screen, so I can't read it. I can't see it, I can't get to it, and it won't connect to the TV or the monitor, and I can't even get it to connect because I can't even see what I'm doing. So it's just a pure black screen. But I know it's on there. Right? When I have the screen fixed, I can get it. And I have it somewhere in the comment section on one of my videos. But as everyone knows, I have probably thousands of unread comments and thousands of read comments. And to find this comment, I just wasn't able to do it, right? But this particular comment is a comment from Wolfie to be one of many, many comments from him in this vein. Brian, there is no point until you acknowledge you suffer from a disability that prevents you from understanding math and geometry correctly. Explaining why you are wrong is like trying to explain colors to a blind person. You just won't see your mistakes as your brain is faulty, Brian. Our model is solid and your lack of understanding won't change that. So this is from a guy, right, who's around since 2016. I remember when he first turned up. That means he's Right? He was the first person I came at for the pitch data because he was the biggest mouth. Right? And this is several years ago, and other people have asked him for. I know Flatside has asked him for it, and maybe others. The point being is that he has spent 8 years not getting that pitch data.
Shout out
the very
to
data
Dallas.
we showed earlier. 8 years he spent not getting it. Right? 8 years avoiding that data because he knew what it would show. And every time I said to him, you won't get the data because you know what it will show. Right? He won't have anything to do with it. He won't give me any kind of proper reply or anything. Right? Oh, you don't understand, or this, that, and the other thing. He will not address pitch data. And when I started bringing up the lift effect, he eventually stopped coming to my channel on his main account and started coming on his secondary account. So anything that he says that might go wrong on him, it doesn't come out on his main account, and he can always deny that second account is his because he was saying so many stupid things. Right. So this guy here, just let me finish. 1 second. Right, Alan. This guy here, Wolfie, told me, and this is the comment I don't have, but I can get it. He told me it would cost for that to be got could be ridiculous money, and you'd be very lucky if I ever got it. Right? What a load of lies this man has told for 8 years. Go on, Adam.
And why? Because, as you said, 2 pilots, yeah? It was, and the thing is, that date was there. If it had proved anything, it'd have been all over their channels, wouldn't it? Proving you're navigating a ball. Now, I know QA hates the word model, but these are Wolfie's words. Our model is solid. Your lack of understanding won't change that. Yeah, right. Now, if we were to just accept the word model in its colloquial sense, within your model, to maintain altitude and traverse over a ball, it requires your aeroplane to reorientate, because as you move over your supposed ball, your supposed direction of gravity changes, you numpties. Now, Wolfie, your model is solid, a bit like the wood between your ears, I think.
Between your ears, so no. That's funny. You didn't stop for my account, did you?
Oh no, I was wondering what you were doing there for a second. I saw it in the corner. Like, is he chasing somebody?
No, I was just walking around to the front of the house without going through, so that way I don't wake up everybody sleeping.
Okay, I thought you had something going on like normal.
No, there's nothing going on now. I think they're gone, but I was going to walk down there and find out what kind of mess they made, though, eventually when they're gone. That's all.
Okay,
I'm just
I
going
was
to
wondering.
get to walk down there and find out what kind of mess they made.
Yeah,
What
the only thing that comes up, in my mind is
like
you were chasing somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, and help the person find their stuff. So
did you say bye to Michael? He took off, and so did Alan.
Bye, Michael. Sorry if you didn't hear me, but yeah. Bye, Michael.
He's fine. He'll know they're leaving. Everybody trickling off now. We've been on 2 hours. I'm going to end this thing off because the only thing left in it is QE going, the globe is dead. Beep.
Yeah,
and all he does is go over.
We were before. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying. So I'm going to go for a little walk while we do. Go ahead and finish, or whatever you're going to do.
Yeah, I was going to play their intro right quick because nobody else got to see it earlier. I love their intro. The Ballbusters got a good intro.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. It's over. They're just pointing out how they've been led around for a while and been lied to. It's obvious why. So, especially Brian, he deserves the credit. He did a lot of footwork when it came to it, and QE came up with half the idea to start with. So, and I set up many a night super chatting with QE and discussing how you get altitude angles to stars without a height and they're in motion. We figured it out. They don't have any height or angles to measure with. They're all creating and fabricating the globe out of thin air. There's nothing they have at all. It's just a wishful dream. And I want to play this out with the Ballbusters intro, and then we'll end this thing.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby.
That was awesome. I like it.
Here,
Yeah.
garbage. There's a bunch of bags, a couple of bags of stuff over there. I don't know what it looks like. They took it out of somebody's garbage can, but they were pulling around. They were pulling around some kind of a, like it looked like a, I think it might have been some kind of a like cooler or something. Maybe I don't know. There was a bunch of stuff stuffed in it, and they were pulling all the parts out of it, and they were unwrapping it and looking at stuff like they just stole something. This stuff right here was already there, but I've already found a couple of bags of stuff that they left behind. But I'm trying to figure out what they took and what was it. I think it looked like a bunch of trash out of somebody's garbage can. That's pretty sad. I feel kind of guilty for yelling at them now. That's all they were doing is stealing somebody's trash. You know what I mean? Gotta be hard up to do that.
I hear you.
But all they did is just what I said they did. They took it and they just dropped it down here in the ravine. You know, like it didn't even look like they went through any of it. They just a bunch of bags of trash that they drug down here just to throw away. That's what they were here for. Okay. Punks, man.
Punks,
So they were probably
weird.
trying to answer their uncle that they can't pay their garbage bill, which is literally $35 a month here. It's not expensive.
No, that's not.
For you to be that much of a douchebag over a $30 bill, come on, dude.
We have like
You know-
3 dumpsters in our place, man, and they're all open. And when they get full, people leave it out there in front of it, but they won't throw it in a ditch down the hill, you know?
Right, yeah, they'll leave it next to it so that way somebody can put it back in the trash once the trash is empty. But
Yeah. That's just common courtesy, man.
I'm gonna walk down here and see what else I can find.
What are you gonna find?
Probably them and their stuff, whatever they were dragging around. I found some of it, but I kind of want to know where they came from.
Yeah. I think Barbara wants to go to sleep. Should we play something else?
Sure.
Any suggestions besides mainstream stuff? Anything that you can think of?
Besides mainstream?
Yeah. We don't want to get another one of those. I just went through all this trouble to restream this thing.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at the second hump on the trail here. It doesn't look like there's anybody down here. So, well, there's in the bag of trash. So,
I'm going to ask the audience. Hold on. Hey, guys,
they were walking.
any requests for a play out song? I'm going to ask the guys in the chat. We got Barbara in here. See who else was there.
Okay.
I think Barbara, Truth Hole, and Jim are the only 3 people in here. You guys got any requests for songs?
You see what these kids are doing to the damn, all the stuff out here? They're painting everything with GD all over everything. GO or whatever that is.
Well, I used to tag stuff when I was. She wants meatloaf. I don't want to get a strike, Barb.
Meatloaf. Meatloaf. Paradise for the Dashboard Light.
Yeah, I know, but you understand what I'm saying.
Well, I can sing it for you. I'm kidding.
We don't want to hear you sing it.
Hey, be nice. I might actually sing that. How do you know?
Oh, give it a shot. Give me the first line. Go for it.
I don't know.
That's why I got blocked before, Barb. They told me because I actually put a Comedy Central skit just like 30 seconds or so, and then I got blocked. Jim was here. He remembers.
And they were barely dressed. We were barely 17. We were barely dressed. I can sing. Not real well, but I can do it.
You need to practice.
Yeah, of course. But I'm walking right now. I'm winded. And I'm finding all the bags of trash that these assholes left me in their little trail of whatever, stealing someone's trash. Okay.
I'm gonna dig through my repertoire, see what I got. I'll find something.
What a bunch of dumb, man.
Yeah.
They're walking around taking the chance of getting beat up by some old man like me, just so they can steal someone's trash. How sad.
I know.
You know what I mean? Maybe if I find them, I'll give them some money or give them some food or something. They're that hard up. Maybe I'm the asshole, you know?
Dude, I've had people when I was homeless, just out of the blue, just give me. Yeah.
There's a lot of really good people out there.
Yeah, they're here, there. Yeah, but they ain't everywhere. I promise you. There's a lot of people that are bad, sir.
And I have helped a lot of homeless people, especially like I made friends with them, of them too. But they always seem to like screw me over. But I'm just more cautious. That's all.
I'm gonna go through my music that I got saved
Okay.
up, playing around.
Sorry, I'm breathing hard. But it's hard
Is
to
it?
talk and walk up a hill and down a hill at the same time. You know, like.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So this is the place where this is the intersection down here. You can't see it very well, of course, but this is there's over there to the right is Lucky's. That's where we go shopping for our groceries, and then this is Putnam, corner of Putnam and whatever the street's called anyway. I don't want to give you too much information. I don't want to be showing my house, but this is the crossing that we always walk to. This is like, but the trail, if you look, well, let me get my flashlight out a little bit so you can at least see my hand where I'm pointing.
Right now, where I'm looking, I can't see you at all, sir. I'm sorry. I'm digging through a playlist.
Can you see me now? Okay, so
Hold
if you
on, I
look
gotta get
down,
over.
you follow my flashlight, you can see down this trail and up to the light, and all the way across the street there. The trail continues on. It goes all the way through town and comes out by the hospital. And it goes miles through town, and it's just this big white trail.
Barb gave me a song.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead.
It looks like the cop is still sitting over there in the parking lot.
They're not doing anything about it, huh?
Well, no, I mean, they probably don't even know what they were doing because, you know, they were just walking around in the dark. They didn't even have very bright flashlights or anything. They were pretty conspicuous, but they were loud. They were giggling and talking and telling everybody what they were up to. You know what I mean? They were just talking out loud. They were just being rude and disrespectful.
Yeah, get on the YouTube to get her. I can't grab it from this side.
I wish you could see the sky like I could see it. It's this beautiful lick strip of clouds that are all phony, of course, but then the moon's like peeking through with this like rainbow colored thing because the clouds are all full of chemtrails, you know. And like the whole sky is filled with clouds, but you can't see them because, you know, the camera doesn't see it. Anyway.
You're the other R?
Yes, I'm just the one who talks on the background. I'm kidding. What's funny is that this light is so bright, it lights up everything. Like I can see everything. I can see that cat that's over there following me. It's probably my cat. Probably my overlord. Yeah. Oh no, actually that is a possum. Oh boy.
You found a possum?
Yeah, it's a possum.
Sure.
See those big ass eyes over there? It's a possum for sure. I just seen him running. He was just moving, but I got him spotted now. See how he keeps changing his eye angle? See how there's like doubles?
I know they do.
Yeah, it's not a cat. Definitely a possum.
Yep, I still got a little echo on my microphone. I got to work on that. I need a deadened sound in this room, dude.
Well, let's wait. Let me see. Yeah, it's either a raccoon or a possum. I think it's possum. No, it's a cat.
You probably got.
It is a kitty cat. It's a bright striped orange cat. That's what it is. Sorry to scare you, kitty cat.
Nice.
The way he was walking, the way he moved, he looked like it. You know, his butt was all like round, like it looked like a possum. It did. And the way it was standing like really low when he was walking away, he was trying to get away, but he kept looking at me, like watching me. It was like that's usually the way a possum reacts. You know what I mean? They keep their eyes on you, but they don't move.
Yeah, they can move their eyes without moving their head.
Well, no, their head moves, but you know what I mean. They just watch you. They keep their eyes right on you, so you can't really tell their head's moving because they're just following as you move by. You know.
I got you.
It's a dead giveaway, but they don't think they can see. They don't think you can see them because they don't see in the dark. They don't see much at all, even in daylight. They're blind, basically.
Yeah.
They're like
a
mole.
Ready to play the song, sir? Yeah, I know. We're going to do it through the whole. No, dude. Sorry. What were you going to say before I cut you off there?
I don't know. Probably nothing. I was just babbling.
I know you're going into the anatomy of the cats with the eyes and how they can't see in the dark.
Yeah, all that stupid shit that no one else cares about except me. But I'm sorry.
No, people care about it. It's just. Yeah.
Well, maybe they do, but they're probably going like, "Why is he telling us this? We already know this stuff." Yeah.
Do
they? Well, people in Missouri, Midwest, they do. They all know, and they know all about raccoons and possums.
Oh, I know about raccoons and possums too, and skunks. Yeah, I was raised in the woods, man, up in Carolina. So they have those there too.
Every
Carolinas. And we got bears up here and cougars and crap, man.
Yeah, we got them too. We got foxes. We got coyotes, mountain lions. Every once in a while,
those
we'll see. Not in town though.
I was in Bailey for a year and a half, and I had lots of critters coming in my yard on a regular. It's fun. Bears are really fun. That's what I like the most.
Oh, I need to take a breath.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. All right, I'm gonna share this one.
And I burn a lot of energy. I'm like, I know it's good. I know it's good for me whenever I start to sweat and I have to tear my clothes off because I'm too hot. That's usually when that's when my heart warmed up. Breathe. Go ahead, play music.
Are you done chasing people to the woods yet?
No, I'm not done, but I'll be done for you just so you can play music.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to play the song the Barb gave me. Ready? Set, go.
Watching all the clocks run backwards, slowly choking out my lungs, throwing all the stones around me until all that's left is one. Youth and age haunt me nightly until their master's work is done. Give to all just what they're asking, while sex and death is all flesh wants. And while I've got angels all around me, time in mind, you pace couch taking all that's gold. Perspective turn my thought around you, milk my blood until it turns. All the rest and leaves you thirsty. I'll start to call robots home. Our soul, our fortune is decisions bleeding until all have made their choice. While I've got angels all around me, fires that driven from failing. Send your waters inside me. Feel your spirit inside me again. Watching all the clocks run backwards, slowly choking out my lungs, throwing all the stones around me until all that's left is one. Youth and age haunt me nightly until their master's work is done. Give to all this what they're asking, while sex and death is all flesh wants.
And no credits to go with it. That'd be cool if it had credits at the end of it. That's a beautiful song.
That was actually a good song. I like the sound.
Yeah.
It was different.
And that's Super Sidewinder.
Cool. You got some good stuff.
Barb wants an electric drum set next. What's she gonna do with that?
I got one of those that the Xbox 360. You know the what do they call that? The Rock Band version. I got those drum sets, and I play the crap out of that. But
I've got a couple of those laying around from the girls. They had a couple of sets of those.
Yeah, they were good. I bought them anyway. I didn't buy the keyboard. I should have got that before they stopped selling it because now it'll be hard to get one. But I've still got a whole bunch of downloaded.
We didn't do Rock Band. They Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we did. We had Guitar Hero too, but I got bored with Guitar Hero because it's just little buttons, little flips. You just flip the thing. You don't get to play the actual tune. I've got this thing called Goldsmith or whatever it's called, and you can actually hook it to your guitar, and you can play along with it for real. It teaches you how to play the guitar. Nice. It's pretty neat. It's difficult to do, but it is pretty neat. I just haven't really actually used it much because, I got a lot of time on my hands.
Do you? It sounds like you're a busy guy for me.
No, I do, but I do have a life. Like I make it seem like as if I just sit around and do nothing, but I really don't. I mean, I actually have lots of shit that I have to do during the day when I'm not online. My wife has been giving me a lot of shit for being online too much, like 4 or 5 hour streams at a time. That frustrates her, but I think it's just because she misses me being in the house talking to her. You know, I get it.
Well, maybe you should work on it.
Man, I can feel it. I can fucking feel it. Somebody's watching me right now. It's that weird tingle in the back of my. Look, they took. These people are just, they're assholes, dude. I just wish I could understand why they do what they do. Like, don't you, like, if I was in your neighborhood and I was homeless, right? And as long as I was quiet even if I took things out of your trash, would you really care as long as I didn't leave a mess behind? You probably wouldn't, right? You probably wouldn't care. You probably figure I'm just looking for cans and bottles to collect money for, right? Or whatever. But if they're looking for food or whatever, I don't mind. Go through my trash. Just don't make a mess in front of my house with it. That's all I ask.
Well,
You know,
those
like,
aren't what they used to be, are they? No.
I threw it away. It's not mine anymore. You can take whatever you want. You know, like if you find something there that you want to have, knock yourself out. I got no problem with that. But don't make a mess in front of my house with it. You know, have some respect. That's all I'm asking. You know, but they don't do that. They have this attitude that, well, because we have a house to live in and they don't, that we're just supposed to take their shit and we're supposed to just have to deal with them and their messiness and their dropping garbage and stealing people's trash and then dragging it all over the neighborhood, leaving it laying around. You know, it's like, what the hell's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And well, they have the skies in Montana are known as the endless skies.
I see all my paintballs over. They're all over the place.
you're not seeing the chat, man.
Oh no, I'm not. I missed the chat. Oh damn, there's 46 of them. Holy crap! My bad. How dare I?
How dare you? No, they're talking about Montana.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say yeah, he's from Montana. That's awesome. I've never been there, but I've heard it's beautiful. I've heard it's just beautiful. Like the country is just beautiful out there. I'm not sure about the people, but you know, can't have it all.
Yeah, that was the last place my father lived before he passed over. So it's a wonderful place. It is.
Oh, I think the GO thing is just the start of his little tag, and I think he is Hispanic because it says Guillermo or something. Guerrero. So it looks like Guero. That's what it looks like he's writing. But it doesn't look like he even knows how to spell it. Do you ever wonder about that when people that tag shit? They don't seem to know what they're spelling. They always make the letters look cheesy so you can't tell what the letters really are. You know what I'm talking about? I guess they need to practice more, right?
Yeah, you do. And I think these two girls want to go to sleep. But they're busy yakking. So.
Oh, look, that's on the motorcycle. Yeah,
and I think Jim took off yet.
Correct.
And he's still Jim's still calling me the violator.
We're just right next to my house too. Come on back, fags. Excuse me. Crackheads. There's all kinds of crazy people around here. They just drive all around looking for something to steal and looking for something to get into. It's just ridiculous how many people walk by my house on a daily basis, banging on people's fences, you know, ripping the trees apart, yanking the furniture off trees, like they're mad at the world or something. It's like, here, I got a present for you. You want to tear up something? Here, come and do that to me. Let's see something that fights back, you know.
Don't fight back, dude. Don't fight back.
People
are
so
gonna head to Canada and we'll hang out with Jeff.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Well, I found me a big chunk of pole. I don't know if you can see that in it.
Huh?
Yeah, you can. Oh, it's back towards me now. I accidentally switched the camera back. Okay. So I got this pole I found when I was down there.
What are you gonna do with that pole? Way down there.
It's a rod. It's a, what do you call that? Conduit pole. I'm gonna keep it. I might be able to use it to run the wire from my my welding kit instead of having just a solid wire that dangles there.
Nice.
That might work.
You're like me sometimes. I do that with a lot of stuff, but I work the junk side of business sometimes. You might say.
The one that had a bad day with the wheel. See, this is one I found when I broke down at the gas station. That wasn't the way it came off my trailer, but that's one that was in the field there next to it. I used it to prop up the trailer after that guy got his finger smashed. I still can't. I wish I knew what happened to him. I wish I knew he was okay. It really bothered me that poor guy got his hand smashed in my tire thing. Oh.
I should give him a taste of Arizona right quick.
Arizona. Okay. Yeah, but when I went after him with the hose, that's classic. I wish I would have videotaped that because they would. I literally I threw paintballs at him, and I yelled and screamed at him and everything else. And I know I hit one of them with paintball because I heard it hit his jacket. Of course, it doesn't hurt or nothing because it's just a slingshot, but still. I know I hit the guy and then or her, and she wasn't happy about that. But they didn't even bother moving or nothing. They were just still digging through that pile of trash. Hey, Obi Wobi, what's up, buddy?
Oh, nice.
There's my buddy. There's my little buddy. He goes for walks with me. Usually he follows me around the neighborhood. Crazy cat. But yeah. So anyway. But I've seen those people.
Anyway,
Those kids on the little moped. He rides by here and he digs through garbage and he drags off shit. But he doesn't usually make a mess. So I don't usually chase him.
yeah.
But there was this one kid in the neighborhood, and I can't wait to get my
one kid in the neighborhood.
I don't know if he's a kid, but he's younger than me, and he walks by here and he yanks on the bushes. He hits the fences. He actually throws things at people's cars when he's walking by. He hits people's cars and bangs on them and shit as he's walking down the street. And he's cussing away and staring at the sky and cursing God and whoever. And I caught him.
Curse God, man.
And I told him, I said, bro, I don't know what your problem is, bro, but like, why do you got to be hitting on people's cars and stuff, bro? And he just kept walking. He ignored me. So I hit a little slingshot and I fired a thing down there and it landed right next to him. And he looked and I go, yeah, you paying attention to me now, aren't you? And he started looking around the ground to see what I threw at him. And he saw the paint on the ground. I said, yeah, and there'll be another one like that if you don't get your ass moving and stop banging on people's stuff. And he went on down the street. So he got the hit.
All right, Monster. I'm gonna play something. You're gonna like this. Watch this.
Okay.
You ready?
No, let me
Keep
get
your eyes on the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Lost as I may be. Oh, in the fog of my own noise and triviality, grand holy I'm standing on the edge of forever. Witnessing the majesty, calm in this humility, witnessing the majesty, hope as far as one can see, witnessing the majesty, witnessing the majesty, witnessing the majesty, standing on the edge of forever. Blessed be this reawakening. Grand Holy Mother ends my deadly slumber to stand fearless on the edge of forever. Witnessing the majesty, calm in this humility, witnessing the majesty, hope as far as one can see, witnessing the majesty, witnessing the majesty, witnessing the majesty.
He's not watching it.
Witnessing the majesty, witnessing the majesty, witnessing the majesty, standing on the edge of forever. As one can see, as one can see.
That's what's weird.
Well, what'd you think about that? You didn't watch about a third of it.
I was watching all of it, but
Yeah, there's a mastodon for you.
yeah,
I'm going to go to sleep, guys.
yeah, it's time to go to bed for sure. For all of us. My shift is almost over. I can get another 45 minutes before I can go to bed because usually once it starts to get late, they stop doing their little dumb stuff that keeps breaking in the morning. But we'll see. So yeah, I might go there.
Barbara, if Troll, and if Jim, if you're still in here, I don't know exactly how many people are still here.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's quite a view from your front yard, sir.
Troll's still there.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And Barbara's
You're
still
welcome.
there.
Thanks for being here with us the whole time. I appreciate that. We both.
Oh, yeah.
Of course we do. Hopefully you can be part of it sometime. That would be fun too.
And after working a 9-hour shift and doing a 3-hour stream, I'm a little tired. Just a tad.
I like staying up late, but only when I want to. Only when it's my
Only when you want to.
Well, yeah, it's always about me, right? Anyway.
I think I put together a halfway decent show.
You did. We both did. I think I helped a little bit. You always do great.
Yeah, you did. You're always there to keep me occupied, sir.
I know. If that's all I can provide, at least I'm doing something. Right? I have my plate.
I keep telling you to bring content. Now you got your PC, you can do it, dude.
I do have content, but it's like I want it. You know me, I'm a perfectionist. You know that, right? Even though I don't sound like one, but I am. When I do my content, I want it to be perfect. And that bugs me. So I have all kinds of stuff hidden around, laying around, me doing stuff. But
yeah,
you think I'm with it. I know I need to get my shit together, don't I? I do. once I get past this whole thing that I just went through, hopefully Grandma sticks around with me for a while, so I don't have to deal with that too. But if that's the case, then I will get my stuff together when winter time comes, when I have more time for myself. Winter time is easier because I don't have to mow the lawn all the time. I don't have to do a lot of things that gives me free time.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
Good night, all.
Barb thought I was off tomorrow. I wish I were. No, I'm off Thursday though, and I'm off Friday.
Ever got that's my name on it too. So I should have showed that. Huh? Oh well, too late. Anyway, yeah, my
No, they're getting a view.
family actually sent me flowers. I was tickled to death. I couldn't believe it. Like, wow, okay. And they're pretty good. They smell great. No. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm tired. Can you go?
Tomorrow is Thursday? Is tomorrow Thursday?
No, tomorrow is Wednesday. Well, today. Well, yeah, tomorrow is Thursday because it's already Wednesday. Yeah, she's right. Okay.
Well, like,
here's
yeah, that's well, I gotta work tomorrow day tonight. What is that?
Little body camera. It's a little body camera
Oh.
that I got on Amazon. I do have cameras. It's just I'm not sure if this has zoom. I also have a night vision camera that has like a. It's not like a one you wear on your eye or nothing, but it still has like screen and you can I can see in the dark. Let's put it this way: if I wanted to go hide out there in the dark on a dark night, you wouldn't see me. Put it that way. But I got all kinds of cool toys, and I'll break out my camera soon, and we'll look at them and tell me if you think they're going to be worthy of filming that demonstration that I want to do out there at the bay with the ships going up over the curve, and then supposedly, and then from the other angle, so we can see. I'm sure I can. I may not be able to get them at the same time, like I might have to film them going away from me and then go and film it from another angle and not get them fit together. But at least I'll get some of the content I want. But I got to find out if I can get someone else to help me so I can get that live. I can get him to be on live, me to be on live, both showing from a camera so you can see both perspectives live. That would be the best. But if I can't do that, I still want to get something. You know what I mean? But anyway, okay. So now that I'm manic and probably won't sleep good, I'm still going to lay down and try. Good night, all.
Ladies, I gotta go. I'm gonna go clean myself up and sleep for like 4 hours and go to work. Good night.
Please do.
It was a great stream, I think.
Yes.
Say bye-bye, and I appreciate you all. Night, Barb.
Good night, guys.
Night. And True Troll, thanks for joining us for your first time. Hopefully it'll get better as we go.